Okay, we gotta stop talking about the black market shit now. Okay.
Oh. Back to the white market with us.
Wait a minute.
Is that an actual one?
I don't know if that's a term that is
have
used.
one? Is that like the regular? Is that just like the
That's just
grocery
the
store?
normal market. That's what I was thinking.
It's just the normal market.
All right, guys, we're gonna go to the grocery store. We're gonna leave the stream on, and we'll be right back. Okay.
How do you think it would be received if a grocery store today entered the competitive grocery store race, calling themselves a white market?
Probably really poorly.
Probably
if
really
only
poorly.
because somebody on Twitter would get pissed off about
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
I don't think I would care that much.
Right.
I just would sit there and laugh at the stupid name that
I
they
could
came
see
up
it
with.
totally being an accident too.
Yes, 100%.
It's just like, oh, white, like, you know, like a girl's wedding dress, just like,
Yeah.
it's like clean, good. It's like Whole Foods, white market, just clean,
Right. So, hi guys.
and pure.
Pure. Don't say that in relation to white market.
And I just hear the God in anime kid scream.
Okay, we're back. I'm dropping the bitrate, so things might look a little bit choppy, but I guess we're here for the next 45 seconds or so.
Wait, actual?
Yeah, we're on. I think it reconnected.
Okay,
Let me check.
long story short, I bought a Red Boy and we're playing on the Red Boy.
You should probably explain a little bit more than that. Make the story a little bit longer.
No, I can't make it too long because we're going to drop off.
Oh, true.
That's the whole reason I succincted it.
Okay, let's try this again.
Is everyone there?
I am late like always. What's up, Walker Pierce? Don't worry,
Excuse me.
you're not late. I am late because my internet has decided to absolutely shit itself.
I saw it live and in person.
That's true. He's here. This isn't even the station that I want to be on. Fucking hell. Okay,
There's been a few road bumps, but it's just a minor setback.
I'm going to... I don't know how to reload this. Now, don't reset the UI. Can I just go to the docs and then pull it up again? Pull up chat. There we go. Hello, check 1, 2, 3, check 1, 2, 3. What is up, Walker Pierce? We are live from my room. Luke is eating food, and I'm trying to sort out my internet. And
I'm eating from the bed, so I can't quite read Walker's words. But
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, so we're in here. Long story short, Luke arrived on time, and then my internet decided to shit itself repeatedly.
On time.
On time. It was on time. So if things look a little bit dodgy as far as bitrate goes, if things look a little bit fuzzy, I apologize. I have lowered the bitrate for a little bit.
Is that the frames, basically?
It's the quality of the image that's getting pushed through. It's not necessarily the frames.
Oh, bits. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. If I push too many bits, then the frame rate will drop, but that's usually not the problem in this case. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck has been happening. My internet's been doing this for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and
I remember you saying
we
something.
cannot fix it for the life of us. We don't know what to do, and my parents will not call Verizon about it, despite renting the router, which, honestly, I should probably just buy them a router, because I don't think we'd have as many issues then, but who knows, maybe it's something in the cables outside. Because you gotta think, we're in, well, the eastern coast of the United States has some of the oldest internet lines, period.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
So we're on old copper lines that were used for like TV service, like cable TV service. It's not even proper other lines. And so like it's not we're not on fiber optics lines. We're on like old copper lines that are not doing very well and are kind of degraded and have not been updated in a long time. So sometimes I have to lower my bitrate. Sometimes things might just cut out because they're just old wires, man. I don't know. But anyway.
I didn't even know you could rent a router.
Well, what most people do when they get internet service is they will rent the router for like $10 a month. Something like that.
And then
it
pay whatever fee on top for the actual service.
Yeah. There we go. There's your Wii.
Oh, shoot.
Here, guys. So Luke bought a Wii, for anybody who didn't see that.
I also haven't turned it on since buying, so I have no idea what's on this.
Me either. You want to check?
I don't know. I mean, would it be... I mean, it has no...
This bitch got Netflix on here. I'm not kidding.
It has no SD card. The date's not right.
That's fine. That's just an internal clock thing. You don't have batteries in this.
Dude, I don't know how the
Should be set
Wii
over
works. I blindly bought one.
You're just like, I like the look of this console.
Yeah, it was pretty. I was just glad it came with all the stuff. Like, it came with the sensor bar, it came with the red nunchuck and the red Wiimote with the Motion Plus.
Yep.
The stand, which is nice.
I like how buggy this screen looks because we don't have it in the right resolution, but we'll figure that out in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
We're literally just flying by the seat of our pants here, guys.
Yes.
Luke bought a Wii, and he wanted to check it out, so we're checking it out. Live on stream. These batteries do not have much juice in them, but it should be enough to get us through this. Alright, so give me a sec.
No, I mean, I know the internal clock is, like, it's probably just where you said it, but it's interesting because I wonder, like, what time period were they in? Or what time zone?
Yeah, I mean,
they're
like,
not living in a different time
It may also
period.
just be that they haven't said it.
Ah, yeah.
Which is another thing that could have happened. So why is this so small? Maybe it's because I didn't set it to force, like, resolution of... I mean, we can force, what is it, 720 at 576, I think is the resolution. Close enough. Let me turn off the frame. This is what you're getting today, guys. Sorry if you were looking for something else.
We're probably going to switch back to yours anyway when we need to start actually saving.
Oh, we are, because I'm not going to be... Like, we're not going to be on
through
here.
the entirety of Super Paper Mario on a new Wii.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. We already did that with fucking Thousand Year Door.
Gotta keep the tradition alive.
Yeah, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be we play through Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and then off stream I play through the game twice so that we can get Flavio glitch.
Yes.
All right, good enough. I know that's not the standard resolution, and it's stretched, but I don't give a shit. Yeah, this didn't have much battery life in it. Okay. In that case, let me hook up one of my Wiimotes. And let's put your game in. Luke, what game do you have?
You got my mouth full.
So we got new Super Mario Brothers Wii, which I don't hate any of these games.
I believe it's a two-player game. It came with the Wii when I got it.
Yeah, it is. So let me pull out the Wiimote, and I'm just gonna put your batteries in mine.
If you told Kid Me, by the way, that I wouldn't have a Wii until 2022, I'd be like, I'll be dead by then.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. Standard.
And everything that you want to play now that's very affordable, that you can't afford because you're a child, will be thousands of dollars.
It will either be very affordable or thousands of dollars, and there is no in between. Anyway, so we've got Luke's Wii hooked up. We're just going to see what's on it, because I think this is going to be an interesting thing to do.
Or totally just blank.
Yeah, it's either blanked out, or, I mean, like, he's got Netflix on here, so I imagine there's something on here. He's got the Everybody Votes channel, Check Me Out channel. I'm not checking his internet history. You've got the Nintendo channel, the Get Connected video, which is not... That's weird. He's had this one for a while, then. That is a photo channel 1.1. Just because I'm curious.
I mean, there's no SD card, but we just...
There's things on internal memory that you can have. So...
Also, we have to check his Mii's.
Yeah, we do have to check his Mii's. Alright, let's check this guy's Mii's.
It's probably going to be blank.
Yeah, also I realize that the sound quality is not very good right now. It'll get better when we actually settle down. Like I said, Luke's eating over on the bed.
Oh, sorry.
I'm standing close. I'm standing, like, farther away over here. Reconnect 24. Yeah, we could put Reconnect 24 on here, but I'm not doing that right now. But yeah, we're both kind of in weird spots right now. It's just one of those days. We're just goofing off. When we get done with this...
Oh my goodness, he's got Elsa.
Mom.
Aww.
Nan. Carly.
I didn't think there'd actually be
Pat.
Mii's.
Addie. Kane. Apparently this... Yeah, okay. Alright. Owen.
He's one big happy family.
Yeah, it's a big family.
Kane is literally the black sheep in the
Let's,
upper right corner.
Let's do a meat parade.
With someone's random family.
Yeah.
Of course, Kane comes out first.
What's up, dude? Dut.
Oh no, it's Dat. A newcomer. A challenger approaching.
A challenger is approaching. It's just the one.
You can Thanos snap the Mii's.
if you gotta like drag him to it. I don't know how any of this shit works. Anyway,
Drag him into a trash can.
we know this shit works. Cool. We're good.
That's interesting. I didn't know they'd have Mii's on it.
I mean, like, you have to make one when you start up the Wii the first time. I think. I haven't
It's
factory
cute that he had
reset
a
a Wii
mom
in
one.
forever. Yeah, it is
Like, he
cute.
sent me his mom.
David and Luke are literally in the same spatial position. They're positioned on top of each other. Yeah, that is just kind of how it is.
Oh,
Alright.
because of our voices being so similar?
Yeah, that might be it too. There might be some issue with that. But yeah, I've got the microphone with like all sorts of goofy settings so you guys can hear us properly. I'm also speaking a little bit louder than normal so that we can hear everybody properly. Let's see. Okay, disk works. Disk drive works. Well, and as far as reading the game goes, we'll see. I mean, like, the disk drives on Wii's don't normally fail that. I haven't heard of many cases of a disk drive on a Wii failing.
Does it just automatically read whether it's a Wii disc or a GameCube disc?
Yeah, it knows which one it is. Either it's probably got some like special data on there, or maybe it's just the size of the disc that it's looking at. Honestly, I couldn't tell.
Whoa!
Whoa! Also, it's loud. Turning that down a tad. This guy's on World 1 on 2 different files. It's a 4-player game, if you want.
Oh. Yeah, I think you can play as the 2 Toads. Everyone's favorite iconic Mario character, Yellow Toad and Blue Toad.
Yes, of course. I was watching, you know what's a funny video I saw? I don't normally watch a ton of his videos anymore, but I was watching one of Simple Flip's videos. And Simple Flip had a video up where it was him and Mewtwo King, who's a former Smash player. Oh, cool, they got the Wiimote sounds on.
Oh, wow. Like the sound effects from the game.
Oh, Ice Mario. Shit.
Oh, yeah, it's a night color. This game may or may not have been when they introduced Ice Mario.
I think it was. It was either this or Super Mario Galaxy, one of the two. Which is another great game for anybody who's never played it. Please check out Super Mario Galaxy. It's worth it.
That's another. That was the first game I played on Wii because it was at a demo at a. What was that big?
GameStop.
It's like a big
EV
digital
Games.
store. It's like a big digital store where they have Geek Squad and stuff. I can't think of it.
I don't know.
I think it's blue. It's not Blockbuster.
I have no idea.
Dude, I don't remember. Oh, Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy.
It was a Best Buy. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I
literally only thought of that store name because I thought of that clip where Tomar's like, "I've been to Best Buy in a while."
Oh, is it the clip where they're talking about the camera? It was
Yeah,
Zach and
with the
Tomar and the
bullshit.
camera. Yeah.
It's weird how like that has just become like that's how I associate that store now. 'Cause I
It's
haven't
funny.
been there in ages.
Yeah.
And I literally the last time I've been there might have been when I was buying a camera,
Right.
and before that I was playing this on the Wii demo they had set up at the Best Buy
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
But this game, I mean, like, this game's good. Mario Galaxy is just a fucking phenomenal game for anybody who's never played it. Like, the soundtrack's great. The gameplay is fun and interesting.
Can you wall jump?
Yes. I'm just bad at it because this game's a little bit more sluggish than I'm used to. Non-responsive maybe is the right word. I don't know. It's not that it's bad.
Like it's not like as in it's not working, or is this
It's
just
working
how the
fine.
game
This is just how the game is. There's nothing wrong with how your Wii is functioning. The Wii is fine, which is what Luke was worried
I
about.
say we're trying to find all the. I mean, I went into it knowing I could have bought a lemon,
Sure.
especially because that's like all online shopping now. So I was only like maybe 25% concernicus that it was gonna not work out.
Smash was a dual-layer disc and really hard on the disc drive. That's true. I'm talking about when the disc drives themselves fail like permanently. Walker Pierce, not the specific game on them, but yes, Brawl was a dual-layer DVD and it failed a lot. I have a Brawl disc that does not get past the Meta Ridley fight.
Meta Ridley?
Yeah, Metal Ridley.
No.
I think they literally just called him Meta Ridley in that game, which is kind of funny. Oh, you know what else I got today?
I think it is called Metal Ridley. Like,
Is it? I thought it was. I don't know. Whatever it is, they call him that. There's the sound again. But
Are they hearing it twice then? Once in the game and once from their own.
Yeah, probably. That was like one of the big immersion things that they kept doing in first-party games. Oh, it's Iggy. Everybody say hi to Iggy. Yeah, I still have my copy of Brawl somewhere. It just doesn't really function that well. Another thing that I got today, Luke, because I was thinking about you, I went ahead and got AM2R.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I couldn't get the native Linux version working.
Oh, man.
But I managed to get a version. Like, I managed to get the Windows version working.
That would have been cool though, because I know you have Linux.
The native Linux version of that game, I've heard, runs really well because it's just a really simple thing to fix.
I was curious about that too, about looking to see how well it ran.
Let me see. Yeah, I know both meta and normal really were in Brawl. I just didn't remember. I'm pretty sure that my fight was messing, or my disc was messing up on the Metal Ridley fight. I had to get mine replaced. It eventually stopped reading all games. I gotcha. I mean, like, if you put enough wear and tear on it, absolutely, it's going to start messing it up.
Oh, the disc itself?
Yeah. Well, not the disc, the drive.
Oh, in the Wii?
Yeah. I don't think that's really a concern for most people. Most people didn't push their games that hard unless they were, like, constant Brawl machines or other, like, dual-layer disc machines.
Running it for, like, hours and hours.
Yeah. Like, people who would take their Wiis to, like, conventions or competitions and stuff. Anyway, I think that works out. I think Luke, I think you picked up a good Wii. I think you're good.
All right, well that's cool.
I don't think you got any problems. And we used his power cable and my my composite cables because I need to pick up component cables anyway. But I also didn't just.
We also kept your sensor bar anyway because.
We're just gonna. So here's what we're gonna do now, guys. We're gonna do the fun thing.
Oh, by the way, so it's fine if it plays on the side like that.
Yes.
Even if it can be stood up.
Yeah, I've just, what I'll do a lot of the time is I'll just slap mine on the side. Like, a lot of people, like, one of the big features is like, oh, it's a stand-up console, therefore it takes up less space. It's like a book, almost. But, like, you can just lay it on the side and it does the same thing. The Wii knows which disc is which based on internal disc headers and has real cube hardware. Yeah, since it has real GameCube hardware, exactly.
They're not emulating it.
It is a real GameCube shoved into the Wii. Sorry, I mistook myself earlier. Earlier I said that a Wii was for GameCube strapped together. That's not the correct statement. A Wii U is for Wii processors strapped together. That's what the Wii U processor is. It's just 4 of the fuckers.
Wow.
So it's basically just a Wii. Anyway,
But I can see how it bridges the gap between Wii and Switch.
Yes, 100%. There were a lot of things. The Wii U was just, like, not a super well-designed console from the first place.
It's a little odd when you see it.
Nintendo tends to have consoles that are like, one of them hits, one of them doesn't.
Oh, sure.
That's been their history there. Like, the GameCube did not sell particularly well compared to the other consoles of the generation. The Wii sold really, really well compared to the other consoles of the generation.
Which is weird because I actually like the GameCube better.
Yeah, no, I like the GameCube as well. The Wii is just 2 GameCubes duct taped together. Yeah, that's what it is. It's basically 2 of them. It's just one of them is slightly souped up. Anyway.
Also, I think the novelty of
I left the disc in there. Let me get that out. I do this all the time. Literally, when I put away my Wii, it still has Super Paper Mario sitting in it.
I mean, is that so bad?
It can be. It usually isn't, as long as you're not moving the thing a lot. Like, if you're like putting it in a truck or something, you probably don't want to do that because it might jostle the disc around and then you'd end up with a really bad situation.
Especially if it got stuck.
Well, because the Wii doesn't have a whole disc tray that comes out. It just spits the disc out. It's a motorized disc thing. So if something gets stuck in there, it's stuck in there, and you're gonna have to
line up with the opening.
Yeah, you would have to like probably take apart your Wii to get it out if it's really genuinely stuck in there. The GameCube had more usable power. Yeah, that's true.
Well, like the 20% of your brain is the only part that we use. Type of thing.
Pretty much, actually. It has to do with the electrical power. Because the GameCube just did more with the things that it was given. Despite technically being a weaker console, it's not really that much weaker.
I think for the Wii it was like the novelty of that motion.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
The Wii got popular because of the novelty of the motion and all this, like the fact that you had.
There is something to be said for that. It's just that a lot of games did not know how to integrate it at all.
People still like use Wiis. Like, you get Wiis in retirement homes and stuff. People use them to help keep like old people fit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like people still use like Just Dance. The last Wii game was released in like 2018. It was like Just Dance 2019 was the last game for the Wii.
I think I remember that. I mean, it's a great way to like. It was a great idea to incorporate physical motion into the video game because so rarely do we do that.
Right.
We just live so sedentary a lot of the time. That's the major thing about getting a job for me is that I just sit a lot more than I used to.
Yes. And that's a problem in some aspects.
Yeah, I'm trying to like stand up as often as I can and walk around, do some exercise.
Right.
Especially now that the weather's better. It's turning for our part of the world. It's turning into spring, and that is very good.
Dude,
to me.
I cannot tell you how much, as somebody with probably seasonal affective disorder, it's not diagnosed. As somebody with seasonal affective disorder, I'm gonna say like when it starts hitting spring, I feel so much fucking better. Like, and it's not. Part of it is daylight savings time as well. Because daylight savings time also makes me feel a lot better because I get out of work and it's not dark. Because normally, when I get up in the morning, for reference, guys, I get up early enough that most of the time, especially during the winter months, I don't really see much of the sun when I'm heading to work, other than it blinding me at the very end of my commute. And then I drive home, and by the time I get home, it's dark.
Right. So you're inside when the sun is out.
It's just depressing.
Yeah.
And it's too cold for me to go out for a walk even most of the time.
Yeah, it's not just, I mean, and it might not necessarily even be like full-blown like SAD in the terms of it being like a permanent thing. It might just be like that happens to anybody when you're low on vitamin D.
Oh, yeah.
So if you need to take a supplement or whatever.
That's what I do, man. That's what that bottle next to the table is. I'm taking
sure.
drugs, guys.
Oh, necessary drugs.
Necessary drugs. Very necessary. Vitmans are very important. If you ever feel like shit, honestly, first thing I'm going to recommend is taking vitamins, if only because that's probably what any reasonable doctor would say to you. Although some of them won't, unfortunately.
That's fair, because I think the first thing I would recommend would be exercise, like just move and do more things.
Moving, taking vitamins to make sure you're getting your full, nutritional supplements.
Well, that's the thing. If you exercise, it actually won't do you any good unless you're on a good diet.
Yes.
That's what I hear a lot of people say.
That's a big thing.
By the way, this is what I was going to tell you.
Also, Walker Pierce, I know we're just kind of ignoring you right now. We're getting there, trust me.
It runs so hot in this room. I asked my mom, especially with the weather changing, it's cold in the morning and warm in the evening, and it's so hard to gauge what to wear.
Dress in layers.
What do I wear? And I can't decide whether to wear shorts or pants.
Sorry about that.
And my mom was like, just wear shorts and then wear the pants on top of it.
So now that's what he's doing, because he's getting undressed in my room.
I'm taking my sweatpants off, and I got gym shorts underneath.
This just in, Luke is taking off his pants in
I
my
have
room.
removed my pants, and I'm adjusting everything.
That's the correct way to do it.
Yes, for sure. I used to do that, I think, at school. And
you used to?
Yeah. Well, I wore sweatpants like all the time at school. I still do. Well, I don't still do to school because I don't go to school.
Right. Hold on. I'm moving the microphone around. If you guys hear a bunch of weird noises, that's probably it. So Luke and I are getting situated here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to toss you guys on over to BRB. Yeah, sorry, Walker Pierce.
I look like I'm in my underwear in a 1930s movie.
You do. Oh, I'm sorry, Walker Pierce. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to throw you guys on over to BRB and mute the mic really quick, and we're just going to have some music playing in the background for a little bit. Hopefully. Why is it muted over here? Oh, good lord. Alright, you guys. Most scuffed stream in a while, but you guys know how it goes. I'm muting the mic. You guys will be back in like 5 minutes once we get situated and set up here. See you guys then.
Operati don't involve ganja, booze, or beer. Party favors after shows, dressing rooms full of those. Players looking to propose a toast. Nope, I've been around the world, but like my bedroom the most. Though you know I won't go away. I got the golden voice, even a ventriloquist couldn't throw away. I need understanding, my presence is demanded. Buy some merch and maybe I can spin it on a stand-in. One mellow, cause the two is seeing double after about 3 drinks. So before I get into trouble, slap you 5 and grab a taxi. Don't even have to ask me if I'm tired, y'all stay wide like old telephones. I need my time alone in my home. Create my zone, prone, cuddling with an old movie on, and I'm gone. So if you're calling me to come back to the streets and get freaked, please, I ain't even trying to get 24-hour party, people don't sleep, don't drink, don't eat like we do. I'd leave you be if you let me be too, but I can't see you when you need to. Get in trouble, you just wanna get in trouble. Do the hustle, everybody do the hustle. Get in trouble, you just love to get in trouble. Do the hustle, everybody do the hustle. You gotta understand, I wish I could live like you, but I can't be a man. Don't bet on intuition, just understand. You know I really like you, but I must have a plan. Don't thrive on inhibition.
He was obese first.
Yeah. I want to point out the first thing that they heard was just, well, he was obese.
Oh yeah, well, because
We're talking about Ralphie May.
One of my what's your number one, Walker? What is your number one comedian resurrection? If you could resurrect one comedian, who's your resurrection? No monkey's paw, no crazy like Faustian. They just come back, and it's as if they're never gone. And you see all the specials they came out with, the commentary on all this stuff in the past few years.
So my mom understands being a fuck.
Is that literally just because the censor bar fell off, and then when you moved it, it just doesn't want to stay in that position anymore?
It just hasn't wanted to stay in that position for a while now. My mom understands it just being annoying, and I don't have an Allen key that fits it right now.
Now, if you want to use either my box or my bag to prop up behind it and get it to tilt, feel free.
No, I think that's fine.
You just love to get in trouble. Do the hustle.
I'm literally just wandering around my room pulling shit out now.
Oh yeah, this is a very garagey feel stream. This is the most garagey our stream has felt, and I'm very down with it.
This is just how it goes sometimes. You probably can't even hear me over the fucking music.
Robin Williams, that's very good.
Robin Williams, 100%.
Yeah, I forget about his stand-up because I associate him so much with movies, but he had killer stand-up for sure. He had Weapons of Self-Destruction, which now has a weird title.
Yeah, that feels awkward, but I get a feeling that was intentional to some extent.
You two are, now I'm going to catch up on what he said. You two are indistinguishable. They used to fail all the time. Smash ball, I think was there. Oh, we were talking about that. Because I was back on the bed when you were typing stuff, so I didn't read all of it.
You can still speak up a little bit more. I have the game down pretty low.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, right now I kind of just don't want to repeat everything Walker knows that he said. I'm just reading it up on myself because I didn't read it from the bed.
Where the hell is my Alex? Well, the other thing I can do is run out my truck. This is kind of something we need.
Unless we want to play the game like on 5/8 view.
Yeah, my entire monitor is tilted down at like a 30-degree angle, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Luke, keep him entertained for like
Oh no.
3-4 minutes.
Was it just Walker or are there other people?
There's probably people lurking, but I don't think anybody's actively.
Oh no, they're all looking at me.
No, they're not looking. That's what lurking means. Lurking means you're probably doing something else and just not talking.
Oh,
in
just
the chat.
listening to in the background, like background noise. Yeah, I do that all the time. Like I will throw on stuff that I'm not even watching.
I type into the void all the time. It's true, he does. He types like 20 minutes before stream starts.
Yeah, Robin was a big one. I kind of forgot about him, but I just didn't associate him with stand-up as much. I'm thinking of like a stand-up comedian I would bring back. And I was telling Dave that my number one has always been Mitch Hedberg because he just had such an interesting mind. Like the way he wrote jokes was so funny to me.
Hi, I need my keys.
Oh sure.
Bye.
Oh no. I thought I was saved. Alright, didn't even close the door. And then the reason we're bringing Ralph is because Ralph Nails passed away a few years ago. That made me sad for sure when he died because I liked his comedy. And then just like this past year, it was like Sean Locke, like so many comedians that are so important to me all. Like in the past away, rough. But that's what made me reevaluate. I was like, I always think Mitchell Hedberg is like that comedian I'll bring back. And I really am a huge fan of Sean Locke. So when he died, I was just like, Dave knew it. I like texted him. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I normally don't like share that kind of news with him just because like I don't expect him to know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about like a British team in person. But now he's got like friends in person and stuff, so he knows a bit more than I give him credit for. Sometimes I'll like name a person, and he's like, oh yeah, I heard about that. Sucks because he's one of my favorites.
I'll save Dave before an untimely death. That way the wish is superfine. What was the wish?
Oh, the wish to bring back a comedian. Oh, yeah, okay. That's it. Oh, all right, yeah. It's very, Walker called you, implied you were a comedian, I think.
Not that funny. I don't know what you want to say.
He said, I'll save David before an untimely death, and that way the wish is superfluous. That's very nice.
That's very sweet. Thank you, man.
Unless I totally misinterpreted the comment.
No, I don't think so. Hold up, let me see.
Yeah, Robin was like, there's nothing really to say about him that hadn't been said. Like, he was this 1 in a million guy. Like, I don't know if he really, yeah.
Like, Robin, and I love the term 1 in a million because it literally doesn't mean much now if we're thinking about actual metrics.
Because a million's
like nothing. There'd still be at least like, 700 people. Or
Yeah.
people that are like
somebody
that.
similar to you. I was thinking about that. Like, how do you? It's so hard to like make yourself stand out, whether that's in a career, in your relationships, like any of those things. And you're like, I might as well just be good at what I'm good at, because like there's plenty of like.
I don't even try to be good at it.
There's plenty of painters in the world, so I might as well just be good at painting, so I'm better than all the people who can't paint. And there's so many math people in the world, I'll just be better than the people who, like, my goal is to be better than the people who don't do it at least.
Right.
That way.
That is the goal. The goal is to be better than the people who don't do it. And like, honestly, when it comes down to it, just do things that interest you. Do things that make you happy because you're unique. Like, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's going to be doing that thing. Nobody's going to be doing it exactly like you. Nobody's going to be doing that exact like combination of things. This is the sort of conversations that I wish I could record while I was driving to work, because I have these conversations with myself all the fucking time.
Dude, I used to. That's why I got into podcasts, because I would just like except it would become like ruminating a little bit when I was in college. It was such a long drive to college that I just started listening to podcasts, because otherwise I would just like be in my own head and think things about my life and my decisions.
Yeah.
And then like, you know what, dude, just like do things that you like and you're good at them, and it doesn't matter what other people do.
Exactly.
And
it's like the conversation we were having. The amount of times I said this week, look, man, you gotta sleep with yourself at night. That's just what you gotta do. Like we were talking about that last week.
yes,
Like, that's the amount of times I've said that in the past like 2 or 3 days.
Whether
it's silly.
whether it's interests, opinions, even appearance, you're going to meet people in your life who just are like you.
Yes.
And you're going to think, oh, well, I'm not that special. But the thing is, you
still special.
have similarities to people, and then you have other similarities that are not similar to those people, but they are like, no matter what, no matter what difference you can come up with, that's a similarity to someone else
It's
in the
just
world.
like Dark Souls.
But that combination is a unique thing.
It's
a
just
combination.
it's just like Dark Souls. Every game is just like Dark Souls because you can
Including
tie at
like-
least one mechanic to it. That doesn't make it Dark Souls.
Including real life.
Yeah.
What if you had a therapist? A therapist
I'm
was
sitting here
like-
trying to explain that. I just show them the like 2-minute video that's just like Dark Souls.
No. I mean, you're trying to actually talk about your life, and you're like, yeah, I just feel like I just am in the void a lot, and like I just can't distinguish myself from other people. Like it just doesn't matter what I do. It seems like I have no weight on my own fate. And it's like this kind of reminds me of Dark Souls a little bit.
I was mainly just pivoting into something stupid.
You cool if
but
I plug
could-
in my PS3? Is
Yeah,
that cool?
let's just do that. Can we play some Demon Souls, man? It's been a little while.
All right, sleeping with oneself, gay or self-love.
I think I think that depends on the context of the situation, because when you say sleeping with yourself, you could mean like actively having sex, or you could mean just existing. I'm gonna turn the
Now,
game a little bit.
if you sleep as one gender, then identify quickly with the other one before you, like as you're sleeping with oneself. Is it straight though?
I like that idea.
I don't.
Actually. No, because it's just no, because there's no fucking good answer for that question.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like everybody has like a different way of defining stuff, and there probably is one way that it is outside of our ability to measure. But we can't act on that. We can only act on the things we measure.
Right.
So everyone is gonna act like according to what they believe.
Yeah, exactly. So we got hi guys.
Veganio.
Yeah, we're on Negan.io. By the way, guys, on both Itch.io and on Humble Bundle, if you want to donate, like, I think for the Humble Bundle, it's like $40 for, frankly, over like $2,000 worth of games.
That one was Humble Bundle?
That one was Humble Bundle.
Okay.
The one that I linked to my server was Humble Bundle. And there's an Itch.io bundle that's not much at all. It's like $10, and you get a ton of indie titles.
I think that one ended.
Did it? Okay.
Because I picked it up like within less than 24 hours
Okay,
when
well,
it ended.
Regardless, if you guys want to look through that bundle, let me know. Message me, because I don't use my Itch.io account for anything more than buying massive bundles of games and then sharing them with people. 30 minutes late for Super Pape. I mean, like, we tried, okay? My internet cut out for the first 20 minutes, and then we finally got stream working, and we're at a low res. I'm actually curious what stream is looking like right now. So give me a sec here. What is stream looking like? That's fine. That's basically what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean...
That's close enough. Anyway, all right, we're back up. We're good. We're going. We got it. We're good. Right? We're good.
I'm good.
We're good.
I have a Humble Bundle thing to promote as well when you're done.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I haven't bought a Humble Bundle in, I don't remember when, like 3 or 4 years. Like, it's been so long since I've dabbled in Humble Bundle.
Yes.
Because usually I just have never heard of the titles. Or they're not my shtick. They're not like the type of genre I normally like.
Right.
There's 2 bundles currently on there besides the one you posted that I picked up both of them because they just look fire.
Yeah, let's hear it.
And one is actually not like, I don't know if it's a fire bundle. All I know is it's worth the $20 for 2 games alone on it.
Right.
It's called Humble Heroines.
Okay.
And maybe you noticed if you were on the website with
I very seldom look at
Okay.
Humbles.
I don't remember any of the games besides Bloodstained Ritual of the Night
Good game.
and Celeste
Also good game.
for Humble Heroines.
That's good.
So
Get that bundle.
Yeah, like
that one.
I don't care what the other ones are. Those two games are worth the $20
Yeah,
to me.
alone those games. Those
Yes.
games like alone are both worth about $20 at least.
I would agree.
Like those are both really good games.
So to get up both plus other games, like sure.
yeah.
Oh, and there is a game that I have access to on Epic Games already, so I didn't really. I played probably like a minute of it. It's called Tacoma.
I want to say I've heard of it and I haven't played it.
You're on like a space station. I couldn't really get into it because I just didn't have the time to like drink in a lore.
Right.
Didn't look bad at all. I just didn't have like the mental space to like take in
Oh
a
fuck!
story
Is
at that
chapter
point.
5? No. This is. Oh.
The only reason I pointed out is because it was made by the same people who made Gone Home, which I
Okay.
do want to play.
Yes.
Because I've heard that that's good.
Okay. By the way, guys, this chapter's depressing. I think. This is a very short chapter.
Okay, I'll be quick. The other one is called.
Oh no, never mind. This is a fun chapter. I like this chapter. I thought it was the next chapter.
Oh well, now we know that we're going to be built up just to get knocked down.
By the way, guys, this game gets really depressing.
It's called Boomer Shooters.
Mm-hmm.
That I think you would like if you liked Ultra Kill.
I like Ultra Kill. I don't normally like boomer shooters, which is
Right.
the funny part. But like, there are some good ass boomer shooters out there that people are making.
When you mentioned
For-
Ultra Kill, I recommended one called Hrot. Hrot
Yeah.
is in the bundle.
Okay,
So this is the Ultra Kill is not in the bundle.
that's a shame, but understandable
But-
because that game's not done development yet.
Well, it's a 25% off coupon for Ultra Kill.
And that's pretty good.
in the bundle, which makes Ultra Kill basically $15 on top of the $12 for the bundle.
Right.
And it's $12. You get Ultra Kill coupon, you get Hrot, which is pretty fun, and you get the other one that we talked about. That's like one of those.
Dusk.
Dusk is on there, but I thought there was another one.
There was probably another one that we thought of. Anyway, anybody who doesn't know what boomer shooters are, it's basically somebody really liked the idea of like remaking or like making new shooters that kind of look like old school Doom.
Oh, I think. Don't quote me. I think Project Warlock, which Eric recommended.
Ooh,
to
yeah,
me,
Project Warlock.
which Eric recommended me, and one that you already have on Steam, Medieval.
Medieval is good.
Yeah.
Medieval is good. But I recommend like honestly all of those games to anybody who likes shooters. Like that's a really good bundle.
And it's $12. Like
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's
good.
phenomenal.
That's like I can't think of a bundle I've cared about on Humble Bundle in the past like few years, and these two are suddenly like fire just for
Yeah.
this. Just for,
That's impressive.
so yeah. I don't know.
42 integer combo incoming. Oh no. All the way. By the way, guys. Oh yeah, Luke, you missed this.
Oh yeah, midair.
Just
Gotcha.
they're just like, well, we're in midair, but I can't really see anything. Wait. Midair. I turned the music up a little bit. If you guys can hear it through the microphone, let me know.
Oh no.
I love the Crags. The Crags are like the Cragnons are like my favorite thing, or the Cro-Magnons.
It's Cragnons instead of Cro-Magnons.
Mhm.
This is just their dimension.
Yeah.
You hook Cragnons up, brah. Or Cragnons go crunch and then no more Cragnons.
I love the Cragnons.
End of all Cragnons, come in no way, must crag on. Save us Cragnons, brah.
So
They're
they're
like fraternity bros.
yeah, they're cavemen fraternity bros, which aren't that far off from regular fraternity bros, unfortunately.
Oh, Crag. What in Crag? That's like they're like in rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the thing that they use to fill in things. You see person drop out of sky bra. Yeah, they're all bras.
Yeah, Jasperoid. That sounds like a futuristic name.
I love these guys so, like, I love their design. I remember I spent so long in this world. It's so fun.
They're really they're jittering.
Yeah, because they're scared. Because Mario just fell out of the sky.
Red Wario.
Red Wario just fell out of the sky, guys.
You think maybe person sent down to help by Big Rock who watches?
By the way, Big Rock Who Watches is their god. That's what they call him.
I thought it was gonna be like the Crystal Heart.
No. It might be. Actually, I don't remember if that's the reference that there's but it's just Big Rock Who Watches is the name that they gave their god.
It's like we just take their deity from them.
Because, like, I've definitely heard of, like, deities named after this fashion before, but they're not that common. Wario, Mario, potato, potato, exactly. Don't doubt the power of the Big Rock Who Watches. Point well cragged.
I mean, point well cracked.
Point well cragged, bruh.
There was some story I thought I read where their deity
like a remote people, an indigenous remote people whose deity basically translated in English to the owner of the sky.
There's some that like work like that. Like most of them have some other meaning in their language. Like we just use the native language or something close to the native language. Yeah, bruh. Everybody start talking like Cragnons in chat.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Oh no, it's like a little guy.
Servants of the big rock who watches. I'm not doing this.
You
bit,
big boulders.
What are you doing, you mooks? This is land of Cragnons. Me Cragnon, him Cragnon, this land of Cragnons.
What if one of them was like,
that's Jeff.
What if one of them was like, I want to leave, please?
And not rocket science. They understand what a rocket is, which is the funniest part of that reference. This is Marbald.
Chief of all Cragnons.
Cragnons, what? Cragnons having big trouble down here. Serious bad, big danger.
This feels like such a tone shift.
So one day, freak plant people came. Nerd Cragnon named them Florosapiens.
Plant people called Florosapiens?
Yep.
That's kind of genius.
Oh, dude, I love this fucking... This is the best. This is one of my favorites.
The smart guy among them is named Nerd Cragnon.
Yeah, that's his name.
He's really the professor in Gulliver's... not Gulliver's Travels, Gilligan's Island.
Basically, they tried to make peace with the Florosapiens and the Cragnon... And the Florosapiens took a bunch of the Cragnons for no real good reason, so they're just being kidnapped one by one, and they're very scared.
Are they literally made out of rock?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're just people. Anyway, sure things, bruh.
Because the Florosapiens are made out of plant.
Yes.
So I don't know if they were rocks.
You not cragging my chain? Cragnon. I love that they just talk like frat bros. It is the funniest part.
Well, it's like Smurf for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is.
No Smurfing.
No smurfing? Terrible.
Big King Crocus? What? That's his name?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I believe is the name of a flower of some kind, like the scientific name of a flower.
Oh, the king of the Florosapiens.
Yeah, the king of the Florosapiens is named King Crocus.
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense, like humans and the predecessor of human, early man, whatever, fighting. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like this one a lot, just because it's like very, what's the term I'm looking for? What's a nice way of saying that somebody's useless?
Oh no, it's Undertale.
It's just flowy.
I haven't seen that before. When someone's useless.
Must be some sort of rare breed. Incompetent.
Oh, because they like I was thinking insignificant in terms of like you're going to all these different dimensions, and it's so easy to be like you're gonna see if you go to different dimensions, you're gonna see worlds in different phases of
and it's not that,
development.
but it's like these guys are just kind of incompetent, like on their own because they're facing this threat and they have absolutely no idea how to deal with it.
I don't actually think it would be insignificant, by the way. That's just a theme that sci-fi touches on, that if you go to all these different worlds, you'll feel small and insignificant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Rare breed, so yeah, we need a pure heart polisher. There's your pure heart.
Score.
So
a polisher. They can't polish stuff?
No, I think that they're just excited to have a rare breed of Cragnon.
Oh. Is it Croacus?
I have no idea.
And tote it back, dude.
Croacus makes me think of cloaca too much, which isn't a good thing.
Okay.
Anyway, so I guess we get to beat up these dudes now. Also, once they throw away their heads, they don't really have much to do.
They never went back home. They never went back home to their wives and children. Their weird plant babies.
And they're gone.
As though it seems as though the leader of these uncouth things has the pure heart.
Let's try to find them, and then these dudes are getting carried off.
No, it's a red one.
I love the Cragnons. Oh, this is important. This is important.
Did you
for
see
later.
the projectile head still flying?
You can catch up to it.
What if it was like the
there it is.
What if it was like the Doppler effect and you just heard like his head's still yelling as he goes by? That was good.
Oh, this is important for later.
Is that a tiny home? Can we Minish Cap into that?
We can Minish Cap into that. We'll get that later. It might not even be in this world,
Mm.
but that is important. I think that's the first time you see one of those houses like in an obvious spot where you would be going as you progress through the game. But there's a bunch of tiny houses like everywhere. Fucking... How did I not take damage from that? Poison piranhas. Fuck
Also, you
this.
can see the flowers growing on top of the rock. Like, it's symbolic that the flowers are
on top.
on top.
It's very symbolic. You can see the flowers are on top of the rock. It's very symbolic of the fact that the flowers are on top of the rocks.
They're developing past the rock man.
We don't have... I think this world is already, like, rotting our brains a little bit.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Oh, it came from the rock. It came from the rock. Why does that sound like a line from something?
It's because it's like every generic horror film ever is it came from blank.
It came from the creature from the Black Lagoon. It came from space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's how people made fun of those genres a lot of the time.
Yeah, that'd be in the scary door.
Yeah.
It came out of the rock. You can just totally hear Maurice LaMarche or whoever like did that like they're like I can't think of the
So we were talking about Billy West earlier.
who's the guy that did the like in the first episode he's like the far future, that guy he talks to when he gets melted out.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
But we were talking about I was talking about The Legend of Spyro earlier, which for anybody who's never played is a reboot of the original Spyro series. And it's not bad by any means. It's more of like an RPG, like brawler type thing. But it's not bad. But they got a lot of like really high-end talent to voice everybody. Like Elijah Wood voices Spyro, I think. David Spade voices Sparks in the first game, and then it's Billy West in the second game. Like it's really strange how much talent they got for that. Oh, it's a Cursia! Don't touch them. They're very bad.
That's a back Cursia?
Yep.
It's a vile monster that curses everything it touches. I remember him looking like that. Max HP is 1, attack is 1. It'll send you back to where you came from. In our case, one touch and we'd be sent straight back to flip side.
These things are fucking awful, and guess what? They exist in the Pit of 100 Trials.
Oh no, so you get sent back to the beginning?
You get sent back like 10 floors. I think there's one that does send you back all the way to the beginning, but it's just like so mean.
Is it like a roguelike?
Kinda. That's kind of what the Pit of 100 Trials is, except you don't really go in with like any chance of leveling up per se. Like you've already got all your abilities.
These look like the things in Legend of Zelda that eat your shield, but upside down.
It's basically that, except they eat bombs because they're stupid.
Like if you mixed a shield eater from Zelda with that weird worm, if you remember it from Zero Mission, they
That's
used to
the
put the
Bowser
bombs
character.
underneath.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Anyway, we got Bowser. I think it was Bowser in his tuxedo, which like is a rare card that you can't get anywhere else.
Everyone's dress wear from Odyssey is so fire. Like the wedding outfit.
Yeah, no,
stuff.
it's good outfits. I wish I liked that game more.
Oh, I didn't know.
There's so many games out there where I'm just like, I kind of wish I just like could enjoy a game without being critical of it to some extent.
Gotcha. Well, we talked about this already with Arceus Legends, that like I'm just gonna go in and just accept it for literally whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'm less excited about owning Shining Pearl because I do understand that that's not a game.
it's a good game.
It is?
It's not a bad game.
Oh, okay. Well, because it's Pearl.
Yeah, it's just Diamond or Pearl, but the problem is they were accurate in the areas. They were really accurate in the areas that they probably shouldn't have been as accurate, and they were inaccurate in the areas where they probably should have been accurate.
I like how this guy still just
He's
looks
just normal.
Yeah. He looks like his folk. Dude, is there like a paper folk you can play as in any RPG? Like I'm made out of paper?
I don't think so. I mean, unless you want to count like I guess Origami King, Paper Mario Origami King.
The paper people?
Yeah, which like we can.
Are they just sheets of paper? Not folded in any designs or anything?
I mean, like it's still a design. It's not just like a piece of paper straight up.
Okay. I thought for a second you were arguing that a regular piece of paper would be a design. It's still a design.
That'd be
Luke.
very funny.
That technically counts as a
No.
design. I was like, this is such a pivot.
I just get really passive aggressive about it for no good reason.
Yeah. It's also like such a shift in the opinions we talked about with that game. No, when I say it's not a game, I mean it's not a. What I mean to say is it's not a new game. That's
Yeah,
all
it's
I
not
have
a new
to
game.
say.
You just said it's not a game, and I was like, well, hold on.
Yeah, that's fair. I meant to say it's not a new game because Gen 4, like, dude, all of the even number generations are solid to me actually when I
Fair
think
enough.
about them.
I don't like 6. I think 6 is generally
okay.
panned. Actually,
Really?
It's
I like it.
I don't think it's bad by any means, but I think it's very simple. Like exceedingly
okay.
simple.
Yeah, I thought X and Y were just charming. I thought they were cute.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like it's an honestly perfectly valid opinion.
I think in aesthetic I like them better than Sun and Moon, but I don't know, man. Something about tropical locations is just so darn fun.
Well, that's 7. 7 is
that's the thing. I think I
7 is low.
I think
yeah.
I like X and Y better than Sun and Moon.
Okay.
But the thing about Sun and Moon that keeps it up there for me is that
It's a unique location.
Yes.
It feels like a game that was developed for the 3DS and not a game that got shoved onto the console because they needed to put it on the console or something. You know?
Oh, because it
Gen
feels
6 feels like it was just being shoved onto the 3DS because it was their first attempt.
it's a weird transitional period for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's what kind of let me down about Diamond and Pearl remakes is because I thought they were gonna ground up remake. Like I thought they were gonna make it from the ground up and make it look like Sun and Moon with
I would
like
have
a full
loved that.
3D room.
I would have loved that.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
would've loved it.
disappointing that they didn't go for that, and they were just like, "Yep, it's a chibi character. It's exactly the same game."
It's still grid-based movement.
Like I said, I think that the reason that game turned out the way it did is because the Pokemon Company, basically, for lack of a better term, had them by the balls. They couldn't do anything to change it.
Oh, and we've talked about this. If not talking about the game, I'm just talking about Dex design. Because some of these games, like, I haven't played any Gen 8 game yet. Some of these, so game design-wise, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Just based on the design of the critters. I like the design of the critters way more in 6 than in 8. Like, for example,
Yeah.
like some of the 8 designs are so incredibly phoned in.
They do feel really phoned in.
It felt like it was just like a quick doodle on the back of a Post-it note.
Now, I'm not gonna give the Pokemon Company, I'm not gonna give them too much shit, like Game Freak, Pokemon Company, whoever's in charge of the
we're
designs,
just-
whatever, man. It's a game designed for kids. I'm just saying, and I think everybody who's been around to like experience those gens agrees with me. I think Gen 5 was good, and the experimental story writing, and the deeper story ideas were really fucking cool. And I'm really sad that everybody panned it universally on release, because otherwise we'd probably be getting more interesting Pokemon games and not have to rely on fan games for that sort of thing nowadays.
Yeah, it's weird because that's a very good point actually when I think about fan games, because when I think of because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm in that camp where when I first was exposed to Black and White, I was like, this is too weird and different, and I don't like weird and different. And then looking back at it, I'm like, I respect so much of the stuff that they tried in this game.
Yeah.
The music is so everything is just let's try something
slaps.
new.
They made the annoying fucking beeping of being on red health into its own theme.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Dude, the thing that's
It's
weird
got
is that
music.
I like the prior generations better, but that's the thing. It's like I like the prior generations better, so I didn't need a game. You're right. You don't really need a game that's the same as what the prior generations did.
Right.
You can go back and play those games.
Right, exactly. Which
that's a
is
very good
why,
point.
and it's funny because I'll still bitch about that. I'll still bitch about that with F-Zero, despite that being the reason why there aren't any more F-Zero games, because they didn't feel like they could do anything unique with those games.
Oh yeah, they'd just be repeating themselves. I think.
Right, which
Yeah.
is fine. I don't have anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want another F-Zero game.
Yeah, it
Because I
definitely.
think that series was cool.
There's a middle ground for sure. That's probably hard to tightrope because
It is.
You don't want to keep repeating yourself, but at the same time, you don't want to leave. I'm always down for a new Metroid game. I know people completely dump on Other M. I haven't had a chance to play it. Now that I have a Wii, I might actually.
If you want to play Other M as a recording thing.
I literally do not care about reviews when it comes to one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
I know that it's
And
not
that's a good way-
considered as good as the others. I'm just going to play every Zelda and Metroid game I can get my hands on, except for the first one.
Here's the secret, guys. Here's the secret.
No, I still want to play Metroid 1. But.
The secret is that you guys, everybody needs to, take game reviews with a grain of salt and not just parrot information because you heard it online. Check things out for yourself, at least to the extent that you can.
This is my own little soapbox, but do that with everything, not just games,
No,
please.
I agree. It's just be fucking, develop your own opinions, God damn it. It's not that hard.
I
Also,
think
this
for
is
both of us, this is coming from again, frustrations we've buried down that we have. Because when you're on the internet, all you can do is observe, and you can't really clap back. Because when you clap back, it just gets
sent into a sea of other responses and tweets
Right.
and comments.
There's only so much you can really do.
And inevitably it will be read wrong. Like,
Right.
you're going to get someone who has, like, a bad read
Exactly.
when they read it. I love the design of this enemy, by the way.
This is a meth.
It took me a second to read the spelling. I was like, no, because I legitimately thought it was going to just say METH unironically, because they've done that before.
Yeah, they have. They
where
have.
the enemy is like...
This is
just,
a meth.
Yeah, it's just called like a terrible thing.
So check out the meth. These things get really mad and they have really weird animations.
Yeah, I like it though.
Oh, I think it's good.
I like when he pulls his trunk away, he just looks like a old French dude with the pencil mustache.
He gets pissed off. But anyway, a lot of Kragnons have died fighting these things, and we're going to take one down by repeatedly jumping on its head.
Did it say that?
No.
A lot of Kragnons have died.
It does say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes those things drop a lot of fucking loot, but also you can just sort of sit here and do this, and they can't do shit about it.
Yeah, not to keep on with complaints or whatever, but that is an interesting thing that, like, I was thinking about, like, stuff that gets as weird and experimental and ballistic as Black and White did, and literally all I can think of is fan games, like Uranium and Insurgents and stuff like that.
Right.
That just, like, told a completely different Pokemon story.
Yeah, exactly. And I did start playing Insurgents. I don't know if I really care for the story that much, honestly. But it's not bad by any means.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it did what it set out to do.
Yes.
And it has actually pretty good quality of life updates.
It does.
But yeah, if like the certain things.
The story is just like, okay, I don't know if we needed to involve a death cult immediately upon the start of the story.
No.
It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just funny. Like, it's just like, why did you do that?
There was a YouTuber I discovered like a year or two ago, and I watched him play that game, and so that's why I know about the game. I haven't played it myself, but I watched him play it. And maybe that speaks to the game too, that it's like I didn't really want to play it, but I'll watch someone play it.
Right.
But that's also like how much time I have. And he got out of the call and he just goes, like they very quickly switched to like, you're gonna get your first Pokemon. He's like, I just got out of a cult.
Yeah, like,
I just saw 3 people die.
Yeah, you literally
in front of me.
You see people die, and then they're like, "Hey, look, it's a fucking Pokemon game. Let's go!"
And from that moment, I was like, "I'm gonna binge this guy's video." Like, it was just so like dry and like, I just saw 3 people die.
Yeah, exactly.
No, like, it's rough. But yeah, again, you can appreciate the experimental stuff.
Sure.
If only you could kind of do both and have like stuff that's a love letter to the original stuff, but also
it's hard not to alienate the audience who likes the original when you're trying something new.
And it's hard to produce 2 versions of games, it's hard to produce twice the amount of games, one to be a love letter and one to be new, because
shit, are you kidding me? I would love if they did that with the Pokemon game series,
Really?
like the sister games that they have. If they
sister
had
games,
like Black and White, or like
that's a main series game, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if they took one of those games, instead of having them be basically the same game with slightly different Pokemon, if they have one of them be the experimental version and one of them be the version that's more geared towards actual players.
You're talking about how when
like
they do
real
2
players.
counterparts.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah.
Also, the Kragnons just throw trash in the river. Like, that's just their normal thing. They're returning the trash to nature, as they say.
I love that they're like, everything about like indigenous peoples gets romanticized as being very nature.
These dudes are just fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's reskinned as like, what if they just still had no good like sensibility behind it?
So this dude's got just wants you to say please real quick. He literally wants you to type out please. This dude tells you how to deal with the extra puzzle.
Is this one of those things where the P is gone?
No. This is just straight up. He wants you to type out please.
What letter? Can you do other stuff and it fails?
It won't work. Yeah.
You not hooking.
Please. But it has to be It has to be all lowercase.
Oh, it does.
I
think it'd be funny if you typed in PLZ and it worked.
Peas.
Please. He's not sure that's
How about
enough.
one more time?
One more time. Oh, he just maybe needs you to say it 3 times.
Yeah.
Can he not like get off unless you beg?
Maybe. Which, like, you know what? Fair enough, dude. You're giving us info. It's a fair trade. Say it 3 times. There we go.
Do you have to type out 3 times?
Yep. How to pad out a game, folks. This is at least, like, a really shitty attempt at it, and I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is one of those things that if it were in a modern game, we'd dump all over it.
Well, it'd also be funnier if it was on a game that was on PC and they just let you use the keyboard.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because then it'd be a lot less annoying.
What if this was in Cyberpunk? They were like, so, you're finally awake. Or, I mean, wake up. Sorry.
I think that at that point...
That's not so you finally
Wake
awake.
the
Yeah.
Hey, you're finally awake.
I know, it's Keanu Reeves. Hey, get up. Finally awake.
I almost mistyped because of that.
Bro, you gotta get up, man. We're totally awake, Ted.
It's the Cragnons.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah.
In what is it called? Midnight?
Cyberpunk.
No, what's the name of the city? Is it just Midnight City?
In Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's fucking. It's called something like that.
Queued it up.
No, that was good. That was good.
Oh, you mean in this one? Of course I don't know that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You got
get
Tool.
All right, so
You are a
this
tool.
one. This one's fucking awful. I remember this.
What if he was like, do you have a tool? Like me, I am Tool.
Middle, right, left.
That is a band, also.
I've never heard of a band called Middle, Right, Left.
Tool.
Tool is a band. They're a very experimental, like. The best way I can describe it is it's prog music.
P-R-A-U...
P-R-O-G. Progressive.
Oh, yeah.
Progressive.
Yeah.
Can you hand me my phone? I'm just gonna like look this one up.
Yeah, the first time I heard progressive, I was thinking P-R-A-G-U-E.
No, not the place.
The place, yeah. Well, because we've done that before where we name it after the place because it started there. Like, Harlem, I guess?
Harlem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
It's like a style.
Yeah, like there's a number of things.
There's some
where that
Spanish
exists,
ones too where it's like, oh, this is something style, and I can't remember.
But I'm just gonna like look this one up.
There are different styles. I was talking to someone. Apparently, all the songs in. Do we go back through the door?
Go back through the door and then go to the left, swap to Peach, fly across the mountain and down into the pipe.
What do we have now? Is the point like?
We technically have more information that I could have known beforehand, but I just didn't bother. But I'm gonna look it up anyway because I didn't have anything to write it down. I didn't feel like writing it down when I was there.
This is like when we just looked. Oh, this is like when we just looked up the code for.
Yeah, that skipped like half that chapter, by the way. Like chapter 2, that skips like half the chapter. If you don't know, you gotta swap the Peach. So just like 1 and 2 at the same time.
Oh, at the same time.
By the way, I looked it up. Super Princess Peach is a game.
It is a game.
We're not just hallucinating.
Is
it
it
was a real
official?
game for the DS. It's an official game.
Okay, it's first party. Yeah,
Yep, it's a first party game.
Man, Peach, just like be the main hero already.
We did that, and people like kind of liked it. The problem was, I think
with Princess Peach.
With Super Princess Peach, I think part of the thing was they had this whole bit with it was part of this area. It was part of this era where like they were really trying to push hard because it was more like video games aren't just for gamers anymore. Was the thing that they were going for. So they were really pushing hard for a female demographic to get involved in gaming.
Okay.
Hold on, here we go. Got it. I got the code.
Where are we? Oh, there's a pipe in the background? Yeah, there is.
Okay, so there's 3 blocks where you need to be. Alright, we're gonna do middle, right, left, left, right, middle, right, left, right, right, middle, right, right, left, middle, middle, left, left, right, left, 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 middle, middle. Did you mess something up?
I thought you were gonna be like, no, I'm just messing with you.
No. That would have been really funny though.
You can try. Or wait. Oh no. Okay,
no. You just hit
Tippy.
because
I was
you hit Tippy. Yeah. I'll fucking type it in. Hold on.
They really expect you to remember all that?
Well, they literally say, hey, you got something to write this down with? I literally had to write it down as a kid. This took me like 2 hours because I did not fucking write it down right like 3 times in a row.
I love what this stuff did, what this game did different from Thousand Year Door. But this game also asks a lot of you.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you, it's quite the assignment.
Give me it. This game is very, very interesting.
Let's say, when you were like middle, I was like, I want to give this game middle, if you know what I'm saying.
I have no idea what the fuck that means.
Oh, middle finger.
Okay.
Yeah, there was not as subtexted as I wanted it to be.
I wasn't sure what you were trying to go for there.
Man, your room is insanely comfortable when you have shorts on.
Yes, it is.
Oh my heavens, it's like the perfect temperature.
It's a really nice temperature. When you have shorts on and a short sleeve t-shirt, it's very comfy.
Oh, man, I go around my house all the time in a jacket and double sweatpants. Like, this is so
Dude,
temperate.
my room is so fucking warm every time of the year, and it's partially because of my computer, but it's also just, I think we're above the hot water heater anyway.
Ah, that'll do it. Yeah.
Did I lose track? It's fine, I'll just start over. Alright.
Do you have to, like, clear it, walk off stage?
I might. I'm gonna do that once, just to do it. Come on, Carrie. We're going for walkies.
Carry me down.
Alright. So anyway, how are you guys doing tonight? I didn't even bother asking. How y'all doing? Because it's been a hell of a... It's been an interesting week for me.
Yeah.
Nothing, like, super bad or anything. Just... Honestly, like... quiet for once, which is... Normally that's the opposite of interesting, but in my case, given the amount of shit that I'm usually doing on any given week, it's been kind of nice.
Yeah, you ever have one of those, like, weeks where, like, it just was a week?
Yeah.
Like, it was just basic.
Oh, by the way, guys, Queen Rowlett's subathon is still going, so I'm gonna recommend you guys go over there afterwards. Dude, she almost ended it on Monday, and then somebody came in and just gifted like 50 fucking subs and like over $200 in bits.
Oh wow.
And so it just got extended for like 30 something hours.
Wow, congrats.
Hella nice. All right, so I'm gonna type this out. Unless you wanna, do you wanna talk it out?
Yeah, I can.
Are we gonna talk this out?
Once you reach the 3 blocks at the end, hit them in the order Jasperoid suggested. Middle, right, left.
Okay.
Left, right, middle.
Okay.
Right, left, right.
Okay.
Right, middle, right.
Okay.
Right, left, middle. Middle.
Wait.
Left, 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 right, left, 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 middle, middle.
There we fucking go.
Okay. Cool.
I knew that was the right code because nobody's gonna type this out with a single wrong thing in it just to be a dick.
That's insane that it's that long. By the way. Can we just acknowledge that that's
that is
nuts?
some Crash Bandicoot super code.
It should have been like 6.
Yeah, I agree. It should have been like 6 or 7, but they did one just before this that was 3. So I think that's why they did that, because they kind of just wanted to be dicks. Probably. Let's be real.
But is it necessary for progression?
Yes.
No, don't do that.
I think it's funny. I don't think it's good, but I think it's funny.
Man, no, we need more games where only the elite gamers are willing to put in the work and grind.
It's not even an elitist thing for me. I like it because it's shit.
Okay. You haven't like been jaded against gamer opinions until you heard a guy be like, no, man.
Yeah, when you hear some guy trying to
games
gatekeep shit.
Games have to keep being like Dark Souls, but even worse, so that only the most elite gamers.
That's literally how the Elden Ring community is right now. It's really fucking bad. Twitter is a bunch of people. Also,
I mean, that's basically FromSoft, I'm imagining.
It's not even FromSoft. FromSoft doesn't give a shit. They're just making a game. Like, they're just making a game that they're like trying to enjoy.
Oh, I don't mean that they're doing it intentionally. I just mean they make the game they want to make.
Yeah.
And if so many people can't beat it, then they're
Fuck
like
'em.
they're well, no, but you're not going to change the thing you make just because other people can't.
And that's something that people need to realize as well. You need to realize that all games aren't going to be like for you, and that's okay.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be mad about that with anybody.
They're inherently art in a way kind of is like non-inclusive.
Yeah.
And that sound like and I use that because we kind of really do put like a big virtue on inclusivity, and it's good.
It's good,
Like it's
yeah.
nice when we have things that are from people with different opinions, and shows and games and books definitely flourish when you do that. Some things are like it's like any inside joke. You're really only going to get this if you're in that area, but it always works better when those like exclusivities and inclusivities are drawn along the lines of taste rather than demographic.
Exactly.
Like
no, I agree.
that's I don't know. Maybe
That was very well put.
Oh, well, thank you.
I agree with that. Because
because I felt like I said it the way I wanted to say
Dark
it.
Souls is just a fucking hard game, dude. Like they're just,
It is,
like
yeah.
FromSoft games are just hard and esoteric, and they don't always make sense, and that's okay.
Yeah, people wouldn't want it to not be that at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And so like when people are like, yeah, I'm gonna try out Elden Ring because it's supposed to be, you know, a pretty cool game, and then they're like, I don't like this game. It's like, I'm sorry, man. The game's just like, don't get me wrong. I've heard the Elden Ring is actually kind of more hostile towards players than some of the other Dark Souls
Well,
games. But
that doesn't even feel like power creep. That just feels like the natural progression of
what they're doing,
what
yeah.
you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not trying to. I like FromSoft, dude. They make decent games. They
Me
make
too,
interesting
actually,
shit.
Even
Like,
though I only know Dark Souls.
I mean, like we'll have to play through. I know Eric said he wanted you to play through Bloodborne at some point.
Yes, I told her we're
Which,
going to play through Bloodborne
honestly,
at some point.
Bloodborne's a really fucking cool game. I'm excited for you.
The one I'm personally most interested in, can I say, on aesthetic and gameplay, the way the gameplay looks and aesthetic alone, I'm just really, really drawn to. I really wonder what that is in our heads that like make you prefer a specific thing. I'm super drawn to Sekiro. That looks so awesome.
It's just a cool game, dude. If you want to play that shit, that'd be fun.
Every game, like even though I can totally see the game being one of those games that I really can't talk and hang out with, I really have to just like pay attention. It's like Gungeon, like you just gotta like pay attention and do what you want to do.
Right.
Did you just Thanos him?
I put him into the Shadow Realm. I put him into a Yu-Gi-Oh card. That's what I thought.
I'm trying to think of the line.
They do a lot of this camera fuckery.
Tough luck, Jimbo.
Tough luck, Jimbo. By the
Looks
way,
like you're going to the Shadow Realm.
that dude's on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
great.
that's where, yeah, he's cool.
He's great. Like, he has his own Discord server with just a bunch of other voice actors and other like random people who
Oh,
just
he
like
does.
he like hosts tournaments and shit in the like Nickelodeon All-Star Battle.
Really?
Yeah, like he
That's
seems like
awesome.
a really cool guy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like when people like use social media in that way. That's like, I don't know, like his like people know him now, I guess, rather than just like, oh, that's Hughes.
Mark DiCarlo is his name, by the way. I just remembered.
Right.
That's the dude who voiced Jimmy Neutron's dad in the Jimmy Neutron animated series.
Didn't you say Dan Povenmire's been like posting stuff on YouTube too?
I don't recall saying anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So maybe, but I'm not familiar. I know that there's
Guy
a,
who voiced Doofus.
I've been getting more and more. He has some. I just don't remember if he's been doing it consistently. He does post though occasionally.
Yeah, I'm not asking people to like become consistent YouTubers or anything.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
cool
do what
when
you-
they
do
give
what
a
you
little,
like.
It's cool when somebody posts a little bit like, hey, by the way, like I showed you that one clip. This is actually just interesting if you're, even if you don't know, well, you would have to know at least one of these things, but it's kind of just interesting because it's a weird like crossing of two streams you didn't expect. But I showed you that clip of Bill Burr reviewing One Punch Man.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting, like, it's like, yeah, because this is kind of for everyone. Or like,
Right.
or we just talked about games being not for everyone, but that's the thing is, it's for everyone to try.
Right. Exactly.
Like, you can try it, and he tried it and ended up really liking it, even though it's like, Bill Burr watches anime? He's like, well, I watched this show and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't matter that much when it comes down to it.
And the stuff you had to say about it was actually pretty interesting. Like,
Thank you, Pokey.
I definitely like...
Thank you, Pokey.
Did you get hurt during the cutscene?
No, it didn't. It specifically wouldn't let me get hurt during the cutscene.
Did you hurt it during the cutscene?
No.
Okay. Now, hold on. Can I see the little drawing? Because that's tickling Yoshi World's vibes to me.
Okay.
Is that a little baby Mario, like, that Yoshi's gonna travel with?
I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like a Yoshi's Island reference to me or something.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Unless that's actually a deliberate thing in the game that we're supposed to, like, remember. Thank you for looking that up, by the way, because I didn't know that we were gonna have to, like, know
I
that.
knew that we were gonna have to look it up as soon as I went back and talked to the dude, and I was like, right, this is the one.
Oh, no. Germanoid or whatever his name is.
Hey, look, another Cursia.
And they exist in both dimensions.
Yeah, that's a tech Cursia. I can prevent you from using skills for a while, so you can't flip.
What happens if it curses you while you're flipped? Because it exists in both dimensions.
I would imagine it yeets you out of it.
Ah. Oh yeah, the little Mario dudes.
I don't know how that one
There's like 8 of them, so I'll have to...
Oh, hell yeah.
you kill them with the tiny ones. You just kind of have like a weird... It's like when you get the red shells in Mario Kart.
Sorry, got friends over. Don't sweat it, Walker Pierce. You go have fun with your shit. I think we're good here.
Oh yeah,
We're just kind of
like,
vibing
at this point.
We're just hanging. Alright,
Oh,
so we got... I don't know what we got from that.
Oh, that's like a tiny grubba.
Yeah.
It's like the same species as...
Yeah, they're called spikes, I believe.
Yes, they are spikes. Yeah, okay. I did not connect until this moment that grubba is a spike. We were talking
Grubba
about
is
that.
in fact a spike.
Yes, I
almost
did know
every
that.
creature in Mario, almost every character in Mario is just a normal like enemy from the series.
Because we were talking last
They're
time
just
about
well
how
characterized.
you can play spike. You can play as a spike in Mario Kart 10,
Yeah, exactly.
the one where they get in the car. Which is weird that that's the one that Spike was introduced in.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure the one Super Mario Party where you can play as a lot of the bad guys, I don't think you can play as a Spike, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's weird.
I should say Spike and not a Spike, because it's not like I say Drybones, I just say his name is Drybone.
Right.
Who's actually one of my favorite Mario Party characters to play as.
That also implies that it's the same one every time. Like
Dry
throughout every
Bones,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same dry bones every time.
Well, it's like Charging Chuck.
Right.
Like, that's
It's
an
just-
actual
that is
regular
the
name.
Charging Chuck.
But, yeah.
Rock, water, fire. Got it.
Who's the other one? Oh, I was explaining to somebody what a blarg was.
Okay.
It's the lava monster from Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Blarg.
Yeah, I didn't know that those things had a name because they never get expounded upon in
The
any
lava snakes?
meaningful way. Yeah.
Yeah, they're blargs. And it's just cool to like get people's reaction to like, you know, this old classic enemy you totally know, but just don't know that that's technically
There
its
is a name for it. Yeah.
Yes. It feels that way with like a lot of bad guys in certain games. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the Metroid bad guys have names, but I just don't know a lot of
Yeah,
them.
most of them do have names to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at some point, if you want to play AM2R, we can do that.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I don't know how I did that. That was like the cleanest fucking footwork I've done in a long time.
And there it's gone.
And it's gone. It's just what it do, man.
It's like the perfect. I was so clean. Yeah. Sorry, by the way, if I'm
No, you're good.
yelling at your friends walking. It depends on if we're being played out loud or through your headphones.
I mean, like, yep, Walker Pierce, why don't you put us up on the fucking TV? Stop being a coward.
Oh no.
I'm kidding. You don't have to do shit, man.
I don't know what it is, but like I will recommend a show I've never even seen.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't. I just mention it, and I go, I heard it's good. But then I'll say, oh, it's not a recommendation because I haven't seen it.
Right.
But my point is, I'll still talk about it, like, you know, or here are these games in these bundles, or here's this show, maybe you'll like it.
yeah.
But with things on the internet specifically,
Shit.
I am so hesitant, even if I know it's good.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes it's a little bit scary.
sometimes the internet stuff just feels a little less approachable. And that actually used to be the realm that anime and video games like Dark Souls were in, and then it became more mainstream.
Right, that's the thing. Like, these sorts of things do eventually evolve. Like, if enough people like a thing, it's just gonna become a normal thing.
Yes.
Like, it's going to, like, move through society. We're gonna get the memes.
I mean, dude, there's so many things that you're like, this definitely would have been niche years ago, and for some reason it's not. Like, Netflix is a big part of that.
Right.
Like, I couldn't really see a show. Well, I could have seen, like, Stranger Things ending up like a weird niche B, like, VHS tape type of thing if it did come out in the 80s, and that's what it's
Yeah.
meant to feel like. But some stuff is, like, extra brutal. Like, I know Squid Game came out, and I didn't watch that because it was too, like...
That hits a little too close to
yeah,
home
it
in
just
some
seems
cases.
too crazy, like it's a bit too intense. But it kind of reminds me of, like, again, something that predates it by, like, 16 years or something like that.
Uh-huh.
The Old Boy we were talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh boy.
And that has a bunch of, like, crazy, brutal stuff in it, too.
I think it's just honestly how Korean, like, movies... like, I think that's just how Korean filmmaking is.
Yeah, they made another sleeper cult hit called...
Parasite.
Um,
Parasite.
Is that Korean?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
The original Parasite is Korean.
Oh, that was
not the anime.
No,
Different movie.
No, I know what you're talking about. That was not a sleeper hit, though. That won awards.
That's true.
and
That
stuff.
did get awards. You're right.
Yeah. But it might have been...
Anyway, here's what Chuck's
It might have
again.
been sleeper in a way where, like, people didn't expect it to win a bunch of awards.
Hey,
but it did.
fatty.
Oh, fatty, take it easy. You're gonna blow out your beard, pal. Seriously. That's why I don't have one anymore.
Anyway. A stompologist.
This is actually, like, the perfect pairing for a fight.
They're just both pissed off and stupid.
Can you choose? Can you be Bowser? Wait, Bowser talk. Like, does this have to be Bowser in this cutscene?
No. They had
Okay.
to change voice. They had to make dialogue for every one of the characters you could play
Okay,
as.
so if you were Mario, you just wouldn't talk.
Uh-huh.
You would only react
Yep.
and emote, and the other people would talk. But Bowser and Peach can respond.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, there's different
that
dialogue.
They thought to do that, and they let the silent protagonist still be a silent protagonist option.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you let your character talk, if you give them the option to stay silent, people are going to explore that. Every
Right.
Telltale game has a playthrough somewhere on the internet of what you
It's
do
just silent.
if you play the entire chapter silent. You can just you can watch all of Walking Dead from Telltale or Wolf Among Us from Telltale, and it's all just silently and Silent Bigby the whole
Yep.
game.
Yep.
I kind of don't hate it. Like
It's a cool idea. It's a cool idea.
There are obviously parts where they have to talk because it's cutscenes, but
Yeah.
your choices are always silent.
Right. I'm gonna do something real quick before this fight starts, because I need to remind myself to do something.
Go ahead.
Actually, never mind. I can do that tomorrow morning.
I was
by
gonna say,
the way, guys-
whatever's on before, but I remember.
By
what
the
I
way,
said
guys,
before.
assuming my internet's not gonna shit itself again, tomorrow I'm gonna be racing Cake Jumper.
Oh, I really pray that works out for your sake, because
it's
that,
gonna
that
be
sounds
fun.
exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and so
I mean, with the connection, obviously,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
two of
with
you,
the-
it's going to
yeah.
work out, but I mean with connection.
yeah. So Cake and I are basically gonna be playing through Spyro the Dragon. I'm gonna be speedrunning it. Cake's not gonna be speedrunning it. We're gonna see if I can beat the game at least 2 times before she does. Last time I barely made I barely beat it 2 times before she did. She was like in Nasty's. I think she was at Nasty Nork when I beat the game twice.
Are you both 120%ing it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's interesting. Because
Spyro Race. Spyro Race. What's up, Alex?
I think Spyro took me about 4 hours last time I beat it, but I was playing super casual.
Yeah. If you play casual, that game, assuming you don't miss anything major, it takes about 4 to 5 hours usually.
Yeah, took me about 4 hours, I would say.
I can beat it. I think my record right now is 150, but I'm kind of out of practice since that happened. So I'm gonna say about 2 hours. So it should hopefully be about twice.
And I mean 4 hours, like I beat it in one sitting.
Yeah. If I go out of my fucking mind playing tomorrow, I might be able to squeeze in 3, but that's only if Cake doesn't play very well. But when Cake got COVID a couple months ago, she sat there and just played through the whole damn game in one sitting, because that's just what she does.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's a good comfort game. It's a good game for that too. Anybody who's just looking for a game to play because you don't have like the time, or you don't have like anything else to do, like. No, it sucks, but like it's what it is. But anybody who's just looking for a game to pass the time, if you got like a day where you're not doing anything, just boot up Spyro. Even if you don't know what you're doing, there's only a couple areas in the game where you would actually need to look up anything. Most of the time, the game's perfectly. You can definitely beat the game like casually, any percent, in like 5 hours.
Oh, any percent, yeah.
Even 120% is like maybe 5 hours if you know where everything is.
Right, like I haven't any percentage. I will just do 120% when I'm playing through it, because I'm just like, that's the point of the game. You get stuff.
Right.
And I know you
In
obviously
in collectathons, it depends on the game, honestly. Sometimes the collectathon will be like, yeah, sure, that'd be perfectly fine to do.
Oh, his jump's bad for Bowser.
Yeah. Anyway, he's dead.
Oh, really? That's because Bowser does so much damage.
Yeah. He deals double damage, and we deal 5 per. So.
Blarg it all, bad enough that you beat me once, but twice is too much to something. How
beat.
can I show you to count now, eh? I can't put me out me misery. He can't kill himself? Oh, no, he said put me out my misery.
Yeah.
Get on with
it.
it.
I'm serious. I have no regrets.
He has glasses on? Look at that tiny line between his...
I don't think that's glasses, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Okay. So. Well, no. Perhaps I do regret not confessing my love to that sweet lass, but no. It's not the way for a brave warrior to talk when it comes around that last.
Man.
There's Dementio.
Dementio, I'm trying to get myself killed over here. Can you just calm down?
Literally, he was about to turn to Bowser and just be like, fucking kill me, dude.
Yeah.
Your honor must be satisfied. Yeah, so Dementio's like, hey, can you try this out? And we're just letting them talk, which is the funny part.
This is something that's going to help Black.
Yeah, it's something that's going to help Black, so he's like, you know what, fine.
I know he's going to drop the Koopa PlayStation charms on him, and he's going to turn into big chunks.
Big chunks.
Big chungus. Big chunkskus.
I like the idea that it just turns into big
chunkskus.
It's just big chungus.
There's no visual, so just people listening, I just did the big chungus pose.
Yeah, just
where he
the
just
pose.
puts his arms on.
Anybody doesn't know Big Chungus at this point, just look it up, man. It's just a picture of Bugs Bunny from a really specific like joke in Looney Tunes.
And I don't even remember how he got the name. Someone must have just called
Somebody
him Big
just
Chungus.
called him Big Chungus and it stuck.
Because it's so perfect. It's not even derivative of Bugs.
It's just a name.
It's just a...
It may be like slightly derivative. It has the same syllable count.
It might have
but
been like Bugs Bunny, Big Chungus. Yeah, I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just far away.
Yeah, that's what he does. He farts away.
Now he's gonna go confess to that last.
Hey, he's gonna go tell that last that he loves her.
In a stinking cloud.
Which is... Honestly, that's fine.
Oh, that's brutal. You kind of cracked their shell.
Yeah, these are kind of fucking mean. Anyway, here you go. It's actually a Yoshi.
Oh.
Yahoo! 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 Or what? Yahoo! Wow! Wow! Bow, ba-dow, bow, 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 ba-dow, bow, 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 ba-dow, dun, 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 bow, ba-dow, dun.
This is the second time we've done this.
I like Yoshi, man.
Yoshi's good. Yoshi's Island. I think I said it last. I think it was last time you were over. I don't know if I said it on stream at some point.
Good.
Literally, my friend was like, "Man, I feel like shit," and I was like, "You want to watch me stream?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." And I just streamed the entirety of Yoshi's Island in one sitting.
I love
It was
that
like
game.
I was just bored on a Saturday night, and I was like, "Yep." Fucking 6 hours of Yoshi's Island, where like an hour of that was me being stuck on the last level.
2 games I had on GBA as a kid. One I still have, it's Zero Mission. The other one I couldn't locate, so I picked up a copy of it. It's Yoshi's Island.
Yep.
I showed that off last time I was here. I will actually like there are plenty of games I like because of nostalgia, and just they're categorical to me, but I don't really recommend them. Zero Mission and Yoshi's Island, I think, like, are some of the best handheld games ever made. And I know Yoshi's Island wasn't originally handheld, but I don't know. Like, for me, they were handheld, and it was just like I think this is great. Like,
Honestly, the version of Donkey Kong Country 3 that's on the GBA is better than the SNES version by
Oh,
like
really?
a long shot. Most of those games are like improved versions of the originals.
Oh, okay. I always thought it was the opposite for some reason with Diddy's. I don't know, because on mine it's called Donkey Kong Country 2, and on the SNES it's called Diddy Kong's Quest.
Yes.
But it's the same game, but with different sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's still Donkey Kong Country 2. It's just the subtitle of Diddy Kong's Quest.
Is specific to the SNES.
Yes.
Okay. Because I always meant to play the SNES version. Because obviously, like, the GBA to me, I think, has less graphics, but I think it's because the screen is much smaller.
Yeah, it's just because the screen is smaller, but like at the same time, I think they did a good job porting over those sorts of things. Plus, it's really impressive. You got to remember that was the thing from the last generation.
Well, it's weird. It's almost kind of like knowing that a lot of that stuff on GBA I loved as a kid came from the SNES and the NES. I was like, dang. This kind of was the first Switch where you could play console games on the handheld.
Right.
That's so cool to think
Nintendo
of it.
Nintendo went through a lot of effort. They didn't really need to go through porting over a ton of games. And it's not even proper ports. Like, a port isn't the right term for it because it's not just a port. You gotta remember that Nintendo had to put effort into not only like putting those games onto the GBA, making sure they ran right, generally making graphical and sound improvements. Like Donkey Kong Country 3 has an improved soundtrack, like a seriously improved soundtrack on the GBA version.
Like, it's not just a port or an emulator. It's a flat out like I had a word for it, I totally lost it now. Like, we format it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, there's a circle of standing stones. That's very.
Yeah, it's Stonehenge.
That's very.
It's Craghenge.
Well, not just in Stonehenge, but in Scotland. Is that in Scotland?
There's just henges everywhere in Scotland, Ireland, the UK.
Yeah, there's a lot of standing stones.
Like, I might honestly go check out Woodhenge when I'm in Ireland.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Which is just, it's a henge.
Oh, someone made a modern day Stonehenge, but and he like did it using old technology.
Yeah, I saw that.
I always meant to. I think we might have been shown it in school, or it was on YouTube or something. But I always meant to check back in and see if that dude ever finished it.
I think he did.
Okay, that's awesome.
I'm pretty certain that he did. I might be wrong there, but it's just an interesting idea,
Yeah.
Like, you're just gonna try. It's like proving that it could have been done. Which they've also done with, like, obelisks, too. Like, in the desert. Like, they've erected, like, giant obelisks. Why did I go back here?
With old technology?
Yeah, with the old technology.
Old tools?
Yep.
That's very cool.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. This week's just been kind of quiet for me, which is a good thing. I kind of needed that.
Yeah, I feel like last Friday we were both, like, recharging.
Yeah.
It was definitely
I called Luke on Friday, because we didn't stream last Friday, and I called Luke on Friday and was just like, hey, you want to hang out on, like, Saturday? And he was like, yeah, sure. And that was exactly what happened. He came over and we were just hanging out Saturday, no pressure to do anything, just vibing.
We just, like, we called and we were just both chilling out on Friday, and then Saturday we just kind of vibed. That's why I showed off some of the games like Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Is this the right combination? Yes, it is.
Stone water fire.
Back to the volcano.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blow. Alright. Oh, hey. I'm getting nothing, so you ignoring me, or was that a yes? Better try one more time. Please talk to me. Nice, sounds good. Been a while since I heard voices. Been a while since I talked.
I like the idea of pulling one of these dudes out and then pretending that he's somehow, like, he doesn't understand speech anymore. Like, he's been in there so long that the language that he uses is dead and it doesn't exist.
It uses, like, weird...
Yeah, we're just, like, doing some stupid shit. We're just, like, slapping our
Just
chest.
hand boning.
And then we, like, hand it off. And he doesn't do anything. He's just like, I can't.
So listen, weird question.
What's your favorite word?
Is it please?
No, but we can call it please.
Wait, what's his name?
His name is Cuddly, and I don't think he says that yet.
Okay. So why is he asking us our favorite word?
Please. I think he just asks it because that's just what these things ask.
Please and TY. So PW.
Yeah. We already know where this is going.
EEZ.
Please.
Ampersand. There's just enough to fit it. No, wait.
Ampersand.
No, oh, there's no ampersand? No, get rid of the E. That's fine. Please, you can do just with the Z. And then TY. Thank you for letting me fill that.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
I'm loving that.
Real good word and real good timing. It really got me right there in the heart. When he just gets shot.
He's just gone. Anyway, so this is Cuddly.
That's if Daffy Duck got shot by the with that noise I just did. By the way.
Yeah. Please. He just yells it.
Oh, I wish we'd stopped on that to like cut it.
Please.
That's your motto. Where did he? Oh, did he like run out to the edge to just yell it?
Yeah.
Please and TY.
I guess it's better than please and NTR.
Please and NTR.
That's like cucking. It's exactly. It's the Japanese term that they use for cucking.
Please and NTR.
No, just NTR.
It's an abbreviation.
Yeah.
Wait, does it stand for? Does it stand for like something Japanese?
I don't know exactly how it translates right. I just know that that's what it is. Like, that's what it means.
So that was like NPR. Like
no, NTR.
Yeah.
I
thought you were doing
too.
a play on NPR, yeah.
That'd be funny, too.
That's someone whose fetish is to...
No, it's NCR.
Sleep with someone while listening to NPR.
National Cragnon Radio.
NCR. So which one's the fetish again?
NTR.
Okay. And it's specifically Japanese.
Yeah, that's just the term that they use for it when they're talking about Japanese.
I don't know if I know any like specific Japanese fetish words, but I know like dojin.
Yeah, dojin just is a reference to like so dojin doesn't technically mean that it's hentai or some sort of like porn. What it means is that it's a self-produced manga. So it's basically.
Oh, okay.
But most of the time, that just ends up being porn because it's people who are using pseudonyms so that they're not identified by their actual manga name.
And it's not. It's also not like there's no censor.
Yeah,
because you can just self-publish it.
You still have to censor it according to Japanese law, but like, but the censorship is like laughable because it just.
Oh, when I said censor, I wasn't meaning like mosaicing the naughty bits. I just meant censor as in you can write whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
In the first place.
Because they generally write under a pseudonym, unless they make a ton of money doing that.
That's and even then, a lot of people.
Feels kind of like when I first became a pixel. Became a pixel. They said became a pixel.
Oh, just now?
Yeah, I've tapped past it.
I love that because they already kind of teased that, but I love when they keep giving you like bigger and bigger breadcrumbs.
Yes.
It almost reminds me of the Guardians.
Sorry,
not
the owls.
No, not the owl thing. Rise of the Guardians. It was a DreamWorks movie.
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, they reveal that basically all of the Guardians used to be humans.
Yeah.
And they were just like very special, unique people. And they were blessed by some sort of magic to become like the people that they were because of some sacrifice that they made.
Okay.
Like Jack Frost. Did you see that movie?
I like vaguely remember. I didn't see it, but I like remember enough about it from just seeing shit from it.
It's a spoiler, but it's like a DreamWorks movie from the 2000s or the 2010s. So
yeah.
At the end, there's like a clip where Jack Frost is like a regular boy, and his sister drowns in like ice water, and he gets her out, but I think he ends up drowning, and then he becomes like Jack Frost.
Oh, I gotcha.
And his hair turns white and everything. And he's saved, but he's like he's like Jack Frost now. That's
right, now he's just there.
His job is to make winter happen.
Right.
Cause the thing that almost killed your sister. There you go. No, I mean, I like the idea. I do like the idea of like a character that is detached from humans because they're more powerful or magical, but they kind of also used to be human, so they know, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a good example of that where they like became. After repelling Ochunks, Mario and Co. followed the Floro Sapiens underground.
I love that pivot. You like?
Oh well, that's every time text appears on the ground. On the screen. Yeah.
Wait, do we want to put the echo on? It's probably gonna sound
I'm
atrocious.
trying to think of a magic like Doctor Who, but he didn't start a human. He was always like an alien, right?
Yeah.
But he wears human skin.
He does.
That's kind of interesting.
Oh, we don't have. Ooh. Okay. Microphone probably didn't sound very good there, but
It
whatever.
kind of reminds me of the Avatar, the way they talk about the Avatar spirit, and then like the human Avatar that they are.
Right.
I don't know, it's
no
just
wonder
adding,
shit
It's just
sounded weird.
adding human elements to your powerful characters.
So, microphone probably sounded like crap for the first hour and a half of the stream, which is fine. And people could still understand us, I guess.
What was wrong with it?
I just didn't have all my effects on.
No.
Anyway, do we want to put the echo on, or do we want to just leave it?
Sure.
Alright, echo's going on. Luke?
After repelling Ochunks, Mario and Co. followed the Floro Sapiens underground. Was the hideout of the Floro Sapiens just up ahead? Wow, it's dark and narrow. Hey, who just kicked me? Sorry, all me. Our heroes followed the long, dark corridor, listening to echoes of their own voices. Like this, and also this. As they groped, the light at the end of the tunnel grew brighter. They finally came at the at the inner sanctums of the floor. Just got stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Dude.
After many groping, they finally
As
arrived.
they groped, and then skipped the rest of the phrase.
As they groped.
Okay, we're skipping the rest of this shit.
I'm literally a child, I'm sorry.
I mean, this is no different than when we were goofing off in Thousand Year Door, and I kept skipping dialogue
Yeah, I had
halfway
to like
through.
massively just like...
Yeah, Luke would just pivot mid-sentence, like into the next sentence.
But I
and
still
beat you
tried
on
to make it
screen.
make sense with the sentence, even though
Right.
it was like utter, just like his... He was clear... It was the dialogue, it was the monologue of somebody clearly having a stroke in media res.
Yeah.
Just like instantly.
It was very weird.
Live on cam having a stroke.
There we go.
Coming to you live.
Wait, I got
from-
this, I got
yeah,
this.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on. Coming to you live from the foul darkness that the Flora Sapiens call home. Lesser Cragnons would weep softly. None has yet set foot in this cave and emerged alive. But some make history with sheer gall and willpower, and Flint Cragley is such a man. Cragley ho!
That face. His whole demeanor.
Into the Flora Sapiens Cave of Doom, a Flint Cragley trag-trotting adventure.
I love the idea that he got his own name wrong.
No, there's
What was his nose?
No.
A Flint Cragley.
In Oblivion, in original Oblivion, like the Elder Scrolls game, there's a voice line where you hear the actor do the take and then go, wait, no, give me another take. And they kept it all in.
So amazing, and the lip flaps don't match.
No, they do, because it's all procedurally done based on like the voice line.
Oh, really?
And so it's fine. But it's incredibly funny that they just left the whole voice line in, and it's both takes. You hear the wait, I want to do that one again. Like she goes out of character voice and says it,
that's
and
so
then does
funny.
another take. Hey, Kasai, what's happening, man?
That's not the voice actor's fault.
No,
that
but
really-
it's very funny.
Yeah.
Somebody just forgot to cut that. Anyway.
There was a couple things with bloopers of things that I was like, oh, it's weird how you can just hear like the voice actors over the cartoon. Like
Right.
any anime dubbing bloopers are like that.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. You can hear the way that the voice, like their voice just is.
Mhm.
How's it going? It's going alright, man. We're just vibing, hanging out for the day. Had a little bit of a scuff start to stream, but it's all good. Internet's working now, hopefully. And it'll hopefully work for tomorrow's stream. And yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say, honestly. Anyway, we're on 5-3, so we're probably just gonna finish up this chapter. Yeah, the usual shit. Usual stuff, man.
The main stuff, yeah. That's the first time it's happened where the internet totally just like kerplunked while I was here.
Mm-hmm.
I will never not like be involved in your tech like mishaps and not think of like it's because of you. You're magnetized. You erased
No.
these tapes.
This has been happening for like years.
Go watch Be Kind Rewind if you haven't.
It's good.
It is
Yeah.
good.
All right. So
It's a very good fan of movie.
yes.
Or fan of movies movie.
Yeah, I agree.
It was one of those things where I watched it expecting Jack Black to like be funny as a kid, and I was like, oh wait, he's funny, but he also kind of just does like a serious job.
It's just
too.
Jack Black. Like
Yeah.
it's just how Jack Black exists as
Yeah.
a person. Like he's just kind of funny as a person. He's a very entertaining guy. I was talking about this,
But I mean, he does. He's got like he's not. He has not. He has. He like dances around the. I start so much. Just
You sound like you're fucking stoned. You're like, he
Sorry,
you ever have a dream where you
ignore it after a while? It's like you're done.
should have just
son.
leaned into it, man.
Yeah. No, that was all genuine, unfortunately.
No, I know.
He is able to sidestep and kind of dance. I was trying to think of a word for like dancing in a very like shifty way, where you're like dancing around the place and dodging stuff. He capoeiras his way around typecasting. He doesn't get typecast.
Yeah, because he doesn't have anything to typecast to. Like you cannot make a character that is not just Jack Black that he's able to like be. Like he's gonna show up. Like that's what the King Kong movie taught everybody. I think.
He basically had to act like a like
I'm not saying that Jack Black can't act for that. Like, I'm saying that Jack Black is, like, such a unique character that I think he has a lot of really unique interpretations of how to make it. It's like Nicolas Cage, but also if Nicolas Cage could only be the Nicolas Cage from, like, every typecasted movie for Nicolas Cage that we think of.
That's the thing. It's a lot more palatable version of Nick Cage, but the person who kind of reminds me of Nick Cage, you know, is Robert Downey Jr. because
Fair enough.
he kind of is the same jerk in every movie that he does.
Yeah, he's just an asshole. Like, 80%
but he's a
of the time.
likable one in
Right.
some way. Like, and that's a lot more palatable than the stuff that like Nick Cage does, which is usually unhinged.
It's just him being unhinged. Have you seen the video? There's an old Nick Cage movie where he thinks that he's turned into a vampire. Like he's just this absolutely insane man living in New York.
Is it Interview? No, it's not Interview.
It's not Interview with the Vampire. No, it's a completely different movie. But like he runs around for half the movie screaming that he's a vampire and like biting people's necks and
Really?
just genuinely being insane.
And he's not the whole movie.
No.
I kind of watched this on premise alone.
I need to find the name of it again. If I ask
Okay.
my friend, I'll be able to find it. If you remind me after stream, I'll tell you.
Okay, I keep meaning to like send you a list of just like niche movies. I'm like, can you find these?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of not King Kong, but like, there's one of the movie Jack Black is in that, oh, yeah, he had to kind of act a little different. He had to but again, he was doing a character.
Mm-hmm.
The whole movie he's playing like sort of like I can't think of a good adjective, but like he's like an annoying teenage girl in Jumanji,
Yeah.
basically.
Which, that's fine. That was okay.
The whole thing is it's like basically like what you tell somebody to act like for an SNL bit, but instead of 5 minutes, it's actually
It's just like an hour and a
2
half.
hours.
Yeah. it's just The Rock, Jack Black,
Kevin Hart.
and Karen Gillan. Just like sitting in a room.
That's actually a solid cast.
It's a good
by
cast.
the way.
Actually, like I don't hate that cast. It's one of those things where I keep looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if I really like care enough about this cast in particular just because of all the shit that happens, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's also because like it does lose its effect each time Dwayne Johnson's in a movie because I'm like, I get it, he's a big star, like,
Right.
He's gonna be in the movie. I told you I was kind of bummed when he was cast in Jungle Cruise because I really like that ride in Disney, and I just think that like I didn't want people to be like, oh, it's another Dwayne Johnson movie,
Right.
Because I think that there's something you can do there. Because like Pirates of the Caribbean started out as a ride and then they made it a movie, and I think you can do the same thing with Jungle Cruise.
Absolutely.
But it just feels like it's gonna be another Johnson blockbuster.
Right.
Emily Blunt is also in it though, and I love her.
Fair enough.
So it's bitter with sweet. Even though like I don't really have a problem with Dwayne Johnson, it's just that thing of like again when it's an overexposure. That's not really his fault.
Yeah, it's just overexposure
I
to
do
him.
not blame the man for getting a job and doing it. It's fine.
It's a problem with Hollywood that I see a lot where they just kind of resort to the same actors because they know that they're the ones who are going to sell things, but also that means that you're not doing anything interesting.
There's a gaffer down here.
Yeah, it's First Flint. That's his crew.
Oh, it is like Jack Black a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah. King Kong, he's bringing his crew around.
Wow.
Is that what you brought him up, or is that
No,
just happened? Oh, yeah,
that just happened to be brought up.
Happened to work.
Hornfellow's his name. You see other crew Kragnons with a little sprout on their head. Floor Sapiens using sprouts to mind control Kragnons.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They're
they
mind
start-
controlling them.
They're like literally putting like plants in their brains.
This is the sad chapter, or you're
This
saying
is the good chapter.
You're saying 6.
This is 6 is the sad chapter.
Oh no, dude! The plants coming out of the heads. I like. You actually just killed. Wow.
You just murder that man.
Can we pacifist Cragmons?
I don't remember.
If you don't remember, you can go and you don't remember if you can not kill them.
Yeah.
You just voluntarily killed that man.
No, I don't remember if I can like save them in any way.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I guess.
Dude,
we're
mind
going back
control
in the
stuff
car, right?
messes me up so much. Like it's too scary.
It's spooky, man.
Yeah.
It's a big spook. I love the fucking cart. It's just like, ugh.
Somebody else is in that movie. He's the bad guy in it. Bobby Cannavale, I think, is the bad guy in Jumanji.
Yeah.
Which is like totally
It's a really weird.
Well, he never like it's totally thankless, but I'm like I don't mind Bobby Cannavale.
No, it's
just
fine.
like, fine. But it's kind of funny that he's the bad because like he's this tough jungle guy or whatever, and I know that they're all playing like video game versions of themselves. Also, pleasantly surprising Nick Jonas. Pleasantly
true.
surprised that Nick Jonas is in that.
Nick Jonas did a fine job in that. I don't think that like any of the Jonas brothers are inherently like awful actors or anything, but it's never something you expect to see.
Yeah, I was explaining to somebody. Oh my goodness!
There's a lot of them here.
Let's just get
They
rid of
trapped them in prison.
in the third dimension.
Yep.
What about that rock?
That doesn't do anything. Those are just all over the place. These are like mines that I guess were dug out by Kragnons. I have no idea. I don't remember the plot for this too much.
In the realm of like Disney Channel stars, like I have a big appreciation for Selena Gomez.
Fair enough.
Like I don't know why, but I was just like like Disney Channel, like I had kind of like typecast all the Disney Channel stars in a way, like, oh, they do the Disney Channel show, and then she broke into more like regular acting, and that's kind of difficult for a lot of child actors.
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult to do because you get not necessarily typecast, but it's hard to like keep going in that industry because a lot of the time like they deal with a lot of shit as they're growing up too.
Yeah, and all your ties are kind of like not as useful because you were a kid when all the business stuff happened.
Right, and so you weren't really around for it. You were just kind of there and existed.
And the contacts you have in Hollywood are like, well, they only had jobs for you when you were a kid.
Right. So you
And now
kind
you're
of
an
have to
adult.
figure out like you have to
Yeah.
start networking through it.
So, and then she has 2 things that she's in that I really like. One's a show I'm enjoying right now on Hulu called Only Murders in the Building. And it's because it's got Steve Martin and Martin Short in it. And
Okay.
Martin Short's like a wonderful person in my opinion, I guess.
Fair enough.
I love his comedy. He's been a huge, like, I guess inspiration might be the word, but like he's one of my comedy heroes for sure. And then a movie Paul Rudd did, who's also another one of my favorite actors, called The Fundamentals of Caring.
Okay.
And it's about a guy who like tries to pick his life back up by becoming a person who is a caretaker for like people who are disabled.
Okay.
And he helps this disabled kid like travel across America and see all the like tourist traps.
That's cute.
And they pick up Selena Gomez along the way, and she's like this sort of like hitchhiker, kind of random out on her own person.
Oh, Spaniards. They're Spaniards.
In both of those roles, she surprised me with how like awesome she was in it. I was like, oh, she's got range.
She's just
She's got
genuinely like
pretty good-
not an awful. Like she's a good actor.
She is a good actor, yeah.
And there's a lot of people who you can't say that about. It's just like, you know, like we were saying, that you don't get to see what they get to do.
Right, like Jack Black, we were talking about with the whole like, oh, they play the one type of character, but just because you play the one type of character doesn't mean you can't have range, and that's weird
No.
to say. But I think Robert Downey Jr., Nick Cage, and Jack Black are all really good examples of that.
They have range. They just also end up playing this part a
Yes. So somebody who has self-admitted not, he has self-admitted poor range and only plays the one character is Tim Allen. He has said before, I only play the one guy and I'm fine with that.
Yep.
I know that I really can't play beyond that. I would say the most out of his range is probably my favorite character from Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear, which is probably a testament more to his voice acting than just his regular acting.
I think that he genuinely would be a better voice actor than an actual actor.
I think so too. I always kind of wish he had broke into that a little bit more because he's solid as Buzz.
Yeah.
Like, I do like him in that. And then as a kid, I mainly just watched him in like the Home Improvement Show and Santa Claus and all the
Sure,
classic
the normal
you
stuff
watch
that
as
he
a kid.
does that everybody knows that he does.
He's a family act. Like, he's a family appeal actor.
Exactly.
He's in a lot of family movies. You don't really see him
He's
like
also
in-
very good in Doom.
In what?
I'm talking about the fucking mod for Doom where they replace everything with Tim Allen's face.
Oh, I was like, did he do a Doom movie? I was like,
There is a Doom movie, although I believe it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
because usually when people have that like family appeal, they don't really do like the serious movies.
No.
Adam Sandler had a movie I meant to watch recently where he just plays like a messed up like gambler, and it's not a comedy.
He's just fucked up.
He's doing a dramatic character study type thing.
Okay.
It's called Uncut Gems, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of weird because you have to kind of talk yourself out of thinking that it's Adam Sandler. But I will tell you, like, he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he's written well and he has good freedom, he'll do some
decent stuff, yeah.
But when he kind of has to pander to the things that like are like the usual movies, it kind of like, all right, well, that's just an Adam Sandler movie. You know what I'm saying? But he has been in some solid stuff, I will say.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's a name. Obviously, like, rich and successful people don't need like too much of their praises sung, but he is one of those actors I will say people do tend to pan on name alone, and I'm like, wait a second though.
Yeah, I don't
There
think
are a
Adam
couple good
Sandler's
ones.
like an awful actor,
Yeah.
like inherently.
I think people like it's just when you get a lot of the same stuff. I think people tend to not like the same stuff.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I will say like most of the stuff I like from him is stuff I remember from being younger, not like the new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of his stuff now is. I mean, like honestly, I don't watch nearly as many movies as I like to now.
That's probably true for me too.
It's not even movies; it's just like media in general. I just end up watching like YouTube content or like streams or stuff because it's simpler content. It's shorter form, so you have less of a time commitment for it.
I'm kind of the same way, and it's also more engaging.
Or I just don't have the means to watch it. Like if I'm driving to work, I don't have the time to sit and watch a movie. I can maybe listen to it, but with a movie, it's always kind of weird to do that because you might be missing something really important showing up on the screen.
Oh yeah. For me, it's that it's more personable. Like people are talking to the people watching the video, whereas in movies and shows they basically never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I finished regular show. I told you that was the thing I wrapped up recently.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you finished it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did. I actually liked it. I think you told me you were like, not just you weren't ruined. Like I didn't think that you were coming across on like a trying to ruin.
I'm not
the
trying to
ending or
ruin
anything.
shit.
Yeah, no. You were like, by the way, just so you're primed, ending might not be that hot or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you were warning me about the ending, like not to put too much faith into it, or something like that. And I know that you know that I take endings seriously and like commitment to things like that very seriously. So I know you're not trying to ruin or anything like that. So I didn't know what to expect going in, and I don't think it affected my interpretation of it like some opinions can.
Sure.
Because obviously, like I know why you're telling me it, and I trust your opinion on things when it comes to these media, like especially cartoons, because we talk about animation all the time.
Right.
And I know you know that show, and so I was like, all right, just be prepared for this to not be super like rewarding. And I actually got out of it what I wanted to get out of it. Like I was
There you go.
this is actually like I was wary for sure. I was like,
Sure.
I almost texted you. I was like, I didn't need the character this is about to be like. I didn't need to. I didn't need it to be this important.
Right.
Like I was fine. Like because to me, Chekhov's gun is a very important thing.
Exactly.
In shows.
For anybody who doesn't know, Luke's gonna explain it, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah. You can if you want.
So Chekhov's gun is basically the idea that if you have something going on during this is specifically for a stage play, but it applies to a lot of different media.
It is specific to a stage play, but
if there is something on screen, then it should be relevant by the third act.
Yeah, the short version is Chekhov's gun is don't introduce a gun in the first act if you're not going to fire it in the third.
Exactly.
And it's very interesting that like you really got to like. That's one of those things where it's like, oh, we should subvert, but also like the old rules are still pretty good to like do. I have seen it subverted well, but also it's nice to just.
It also sometimes leads to some extremely silly looking things.
I just have things where I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, when people ask me, it's like, it means pay off what you set up.
Yeah.
If you set it up, have a payoff. And to me, the payoff of what that show was building up was have the finale be Rigby and Mordecai figure out how to be adults. Because that's the whole show, is right. Like that's what they're setting up.
They're just learning.
But instead, and that's enough of a finale. That's enough of a drama for me to just show a guy figure out how to be an adult. But instead, it's like the fate of the universe is at stake.
Right.
And I was like, all right. And then by the second to last episode, Meet the Seer, that one I was like, this actually is really good.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, it was just really good to me because it was meta in the way I like, when it could have been meta in the way I don't like. And there is a difference, but I don't know how much you want me to go into that.
Sorry, I was just making sure this shit was playing out.
I thought you were gonna be like, don't.
No, I don't. It's fine. Whatever the fuck you want to do.
No.
Whatever you want to talk about, I'm good.
Well, because do you know what I mean when I say meta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's a good way and a bad way to do it.
I just
Any
feel like
video
people-
game movie does it poorly. Any movie that is about video games. I'm not talking about I'm talking like shit like Ready Player One. Awful.
Okay.
Awful movie. Did not like it.
Well, didn't Dragon Warrior kind of do that?
Yes, but that did it so poorly that it was funny.
Yes.
Because no, that's Chekhov's gun right there. That's the opposite of Chekhov's gun.
It's very like.
It is the
I knew I was gonna laugh because I had to cough
Dra-
and you made me laugh at the exact moment.
Dragon Warrior. There's a movie called Dragon Warrior or
Yes.
The One Warrior. I don't even fucking remember which one it is. It's
Dragon
terrible.
Warrior.
It's got Jason David Frank, aka the Green Power Ranger from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as like the main dude. And the entire movie is basically them just wandering around in the woods and like having some semblance of a like really generic RPG fantasy plot. And then him like using his Power Rangers skills to beat the shit out of things.
Yeah.
And like slowly getting like closer and closer to his goal. And then at the end of the game, or at the end of the like movie, there's this bit where they're in the boardroom talking about the plot for the game, which he was playing last night, which was the thing that was the whole movie before that. They're talking about it in the boardroom afterwards, and he just goes and like when you're in the game, or when they're in the boardroom, all of the boardroom members are people that you had seen in the movie before that as like characters in the game, like he was envisioning them as that person,
Yeah.
or they were made as that person. And so the president of the company or whatever it was, the CEO or whoever it is, was like the main villain, and he just sort of goes like game over, and then the entire thing turns into a video game screen out of nowhere, and that's the end of the fucking movie.
Wait, so it still goes back to a video game? at
Yes,
the end
it's
of
the
board
most
movie?
bewildering, stupid ending for a thing I've ever seen. The entire movie, the like hour and a half
Forgot
movie.
the game over screen part.
There's like an hour and a half movie, and the entire build up is for that one punchline and like two other things, and honestly, it's worth it.
It has the like.
It's so fucking boring as a movie.
It has the fall off like that went nowhere ending of Monty Python, but it didn't do it on purpose.
No, it just did it, which makes it funnier.
You're actually seeing a train crash in real life.
Exactly.
Like it's insane.
And that movie is like the most boring shit ever. I showed that to. I went over to Phil's
No,
house.
we watched a huge chunk of that and fast forward.
Yeah. I went over to Phil's house and we watched it in real time at like 4 a.m.
God bless you.
And it was the funniest thing. Like, we watched that. That's what everybody passed out to. Because it's just so fucking boring for like 80% of the movie.
It's almost like bewilderingly stale.
Exactly. That's what it is.
That's like a very particular genre.
Like, there's those movies where you watch them and you're like, this is so bad that it's wrapped back around to being entertaining again.
Yeah, that's definitely
Like
genre
Rubber,
for sure.
The Room, which by the way, Rubber is fucking amazing too. It's about a telekinetic tire that can set just set things on fire with its mind. Also, it's psychotic and likes to kill people and just rolls around like Arizona. That's the movie. That's the plot.
Okay.
It is just absolutely, and you like nothing will happen. It will roll onto screen, and there will be a shot of it looking at the thing, and then a shot of the thing looking at it, and then it'll just explode.
That's almost like a parody of Christine.
Yes, it definitely feels like a parody of Christine. Anyway, so we've got the cave key door, and I guess Cragley wants us to follow him. Anyway, Flint Cragley is also the only person who doesn't speak like a dude bro and also a caveman, because those aren't that far off.
We've got an education.
I don't know about that. He seems pretty stupid still.
Okay. I guess he's supposed to be like a Nigel Thornberry-esque.
Yeah, he's definitely meant to represent that like 1800s like explorer.
Explorer type.
Yeah. Which, by the way, The Wild Thornberrys, good show, if only because everybody keeps finding reasons to reference it, whether it's Nigel or Donnie making stupid noises. Which that was a meme for a while, was just
Donnie making noises?
Well, you take a clip of somebody trying to say something that just ends up coming off as kind of incomprehensible, and then to make fun of it, you put Donnie next to it.
Okay.
It's the clip of Donnie. I think it's like one of the first episodes he's in. It's just Donnie throwing the boomerang.
Does it hit him?
No, he like throws the boomerang and it comes back and like slams into the door of the RV, and then the mom gets like almost hit by it. But it's just Donnie like making noises and then throwing a boomerang that he gets off a table out of nowhere.
Yeah, I thought Donnie was funny as a kid, and then my mom explained to me like what's so sad about Donnie.
It is.
And she's like, it's because like basically he can't learn to. Because I was like, why don't they?
He
just
never
teach
got
him...
socialized as a kid.
Yes, so I was
He's
like,
never going to be able to learn language.
I was like, why don't they teach him how to talk and read and write? And she was like, he can't.
He physically cannot because he didn't grow up in an area that was socialized enough for him to be able to learn those things.
It's like she was found, so he missed his critical learning period, which is what they call it when you have a specific time period where you can learn something like language and socialization.
Right.
And after that, you're done. Like, that's a very specific, like, when you're 2, 3, 4 years old. I almost don't know how to, like, say it, but, like, 2 or 3... I don't know how to suggest it to people who are having kids, but, like...
You gotta watch your kids during that time period.
2 to 4 years after, like, we started... Because, you know, 2020 was, like, very isolated and very quarantined. So about 2024... About right now, 2022 to 2024, I'm like, hey, everybody, just, like...
Play with your kids.
Real quick, show your kid... No, not just that. Show your kids other kids. Like, like before they go to school... Please show them other kids. I'm not trying to be your parent, but like it's just a scientific thing. That
it's a socialization thing, yeah.
And it is different from socializing with adults. It is.
Yeah,
like,
it absolutely is because
different.
it's kids that are also learning how to do things. So they're going to learn together how to do these things and interact with each other in a similar way.
And bargain with people and bond with people and
that
fight with people.
And that includes like shitting in somebody else's like locker and other like weird shit that you're going to see.
You have to learn how to agree and disagree and talk. And,
I'm going to skip this because it's Craggly talking. But yeah, we're now.
And I just get nervous for like 2023, 2024.
I'm scared, dude.
Like, I don't know how these kids are gonna get socialized.
I'm just worried about a lot of these kids. Like in general, it's not even just like about like it's most kids.
Yeah,
it's not even just kids around that age group, but yeah, particularly those age kids.
Most kids for sure.
Like most kids that are growing up now, it's scary, man. I'm worried about them. It's part of why I'm not really considering kids anytime soon because it's we're not in a situation where we can really socialize in a way that like we don't know how to keep kids socialized properly right now.
And there are things about like this is more controversial with the mask thing, but like there are things about facial cues that are important to learn as well. So I would just say learn it like hopefully the kids can learn as much as they can within the limited zone of safety and all these things. Like
as they are
things like I didn't grow up in this time period.
No, exactly. We grew up in a very different time period, and by that it's like 10 years ago, but you know, it's still relevant.
Our time period was so different because we almost feel like Well, I was just saying about the Wii is like it's weird how it has composite cables but also SD card. So it's like half digital, half like not. And it's just this weird missing link between the GameCube stuff.
We grew up in a time period where we can remember what a VCR is, and we watched VHS tapes as a kid.
Yes.
But we didn't get the chance to sit down and operate those things ourselves a lot of the time. A lot of that was still digitally done.
I've had people younger than me be like, wasn't this weird? And I'm like, this thing that I knew when I was very young, but not once I got older. It's this weird, like, mix. Because so much technological stuff and technological dis or mistrust, because Y2K and all that.
Yeah,
like, it's definitely like.
I think Y2K blew up way bigger than it was at the time after the fact. But
and it got overshadowed by like 9/11 for America.
Yeah, there was a lot of things.
Cultural impact and political impact and racial impact and all those things.
Anyways, Yar, how you doing, man?
Things that I'm not going to tackle right now, but know existed during that time period. So that was a weird time for sure. Obviously, other people had like weirder times.
We also fucked up country music during that time period.
Did we really? That was the time.
Okay, so
that was the actual time of death.
Here's my this is an opinion, obviously. I'm not gonna be able to like say this for fact.
Okay.
But
for sure.
Y2K, basic or not even Y2K, more. I guess. Fuck you.
I'm actually fine with you, like in that scenario because it's true to Bowser's character that he would not care about the poorly.
Okay. Hi Astrophe. Hi Smami. No. Country music got bad right around 9/11 because all of the songs around that time period started becoming patriotic songs.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And there is just like it just turned into nothing but that. That's how we got bands like Lady Antebellum and other shit.
Dude, the only thing I know about I haven't heard Lady Antebellum. Do you have to leave behind all your Mario Bros?
Yeah.
Aw. The only thing I know about Lady Antebellum is this song would play on the bus going to school all the time, and I never liked it. And I don't have anything against the band. I just didn't like this particular song. I was just like, I don't know. I didn't like it.
Hi, Batitty.
It's the one that's like.
No fettuccine for you. What are you guys talking about? Luke's gonna try and describe a song here, and it's probably going to go over about as well as every other time we do it, except for what happened right before stream.
Yeah, no, I had to think of the chorus. It's like, it's 1:15. I'm a little drunk and I need you now.
Yeah.
That's Lady Antebellum. I never liked that song, and it would always be like, that might be the only time I've ever sang it, because I was just like, I don't want this in my head. I don't like the song. I don't know why. I don't like the way it goes. Like, I don't know. I didn't like it. Like, but it's not patriotic at all. It's just about like a lonely booty call.
Yeah, that's all it is. There's a lot of songs during that time period. Don't get me wrong, country's never been about anything like particular, and there's always been like bad country songs or like country songs that are simple. But there's a whole other end of country that's like, this was good, like shit like Johnny Cash, like a lot of the early, like Garth Brooks, I used to like a lot.
I'm gonna name a country guy, and you tell me if they're woke or a joke.
Okay.
Willie Nelson.
I like Willie Nelson.
Kenny Chesney.
That one's hard for me, because I've heard his shit so much that I don't like him anymore, but I don't think he's inherently bad.
Eric Church, I think.
I don't recognize that one.
I think he's Eric something, and I think it's Eric Church.
That does not narrow it down.
And
Eric
he's like,
something.
all you gotta do is put the drink in my hand.
Oh,
He's got that one.
yeah, I know that one. I like that song. I think it's like, I don't know. Part of it just has to do with how the music industry has changed in the past like 20 years as well.
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton, I recall him from when I was younger. I didn't really care for him, but he's not bad. Taylor Swift is what Astroface says.
I don't even think it's Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift she's going back to more country style stuff again. She was a pop singer for a really long time.
Well, she's doing a lot more like indie folky stuff with like Folklore was one I think she did. I thought that was more indie style, even though she's obviously not indie, but like.
Dolly Parton, yeah, fair enough.
Dolly Parton, I feel like is solid.
Dolly Parton's a decent country singer. She actually got inducted, or she was offered to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and turned it down recently, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because she didn't feel like she belonged there.
That's nuts, because I didn't know you could turn it down, first of all, and second of all, she's actually like legitimately a country star.
Stream Folkmore and Evermore. I'm not gonna stream either of those because DMCA.
Okay, Florida Georgia Line.
I don't like Florida Georgia Line.
See, that's weird because it's a country fusion with weird hip hop.
I do not like that.
You don't like fusion. There are some fusion music that's good.
Okay, here's the secret, man.
I assume.
I'm already on thin fucking ice when it comes to like pop music and country music. When you mix those,
but it's very
hip hop, pop, like those sorts of things, like. I'm kind of on thin ice with them. Like, I like old school hip-hop. I like old school country. I like some of the newer country stuff, but not a whole lot of it because a lot of it got really simple and started just using, like, generic drum beats.
Well, I remember hearing a country song once, and the music stopped, and the guy singing the song started talking like this, and he's talking about his beer and his weed and his milk.
Right,
and
that's it.
You're like, wait, dude.
You're just rapping.
You're just rapping.
Yeah.
You're just rapping. Like, you're just rapping, but you're not saying it's rap. Just say...
He, like, jumped out of his chair when he was talking about that.
Because I'm thinking of, like, the thing of, like...
They're just not rapping because they don't think that they can rap.
It's not just doing the thing that you're doing. Like, just say you're doing it and do it. Don't be like, oh, I'm doing my own thing. No, you're using this thing, just say you're doing it, and make your thing, that's that thing. Like, I don't know. It's... Like, you don't have to come out with something... that is like Taylor Swift should not have to feel that she has to make a song that sounds like Taylor Swift. She should just make whatever song and that'll sound like her. Like, that goes for any, like, if you just want to make a rap song one day, even though you're a country artist, do that. You don't have to do this weird, like, and now I'm gonna rap because rap's popular.
Right. No, just fucking make a rap song. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. I mean, obviously, I think the industry probably has something to do with that as well. Where they're like, well, you can only do, like, one genre. Or, like, you know, two genres. Unless you're in metal music, in which case you can do whatever the fuck you want, because there's, like, 15 different metal subgenres you can pick from.
That's why,
now.
I guess that is why I kind of do like musicals, because musicals
I get it,
can delve into, like,
a
ton of different genres. Oh, you had a weird, like, epiphany while... I didn't realize until you started doing it. I was like, I guess that was probably my wasn't paying attention.
By the way, what I've been listening to recently was what Luke was listening to when he walked in, or what I was listening to when Luke walked in. Was Dream Theater again. I've been listening to a lot of old Dream Theater stuff. Dream Theater's an old progressive metal band.
Oh.
And they're just like, their first album, Images and Words, is such a fucking good album. It's hard to describe because, like, literally it's progressive metal music. So firstly, it's progressive music, which is hard to describe in the first place.
Right.
Those are curses. I'm gonna leave.
They're
But,
weird little like cells stacked on top.
Yeah, they're weird, and that's kind of what they do. But as somebody who
it's more.
as somebody who likes a lot of progressive music and like a lot of like weird stuff going on in songs, it makes it really hard for me to enjoy like a lot of the sort of simple pop or hip hop or like just generic music that a lot of people like. Which is frustrating to some extent because I kind of wish that I could enjoy that sort of stuff more, and then I'm sitting over here listening to whatever nonsense I'm listening to, which sometimes is just weird shit that I have. But I don't know. That's just sort of my ramblings on that. Not that but like I'm gonna stand by that. I think country music has gotten worse.
All right, this is my last one, and it's very important how you respond. It's not.
No, go ahead.
But Zach Brown Band.
I like Zach Brown Band. They're not awful.
I actually without knowing that they were like technically country, I actually do like Zach Brown Band.
Like they're not bad. They're fine.
That's one of those things where like I will like have something that's like a song, like a band or something that's just like I don't think this would be normally the thing that I'd be into, but like so much of their songs just flat out remind me of Florida.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, this is so. And then I'm unironically gonna tell you this. I have they have a song, I think it's called Highway 20 Ride.
Okay.
I have actually cheered up to that song. I know, that's kind of amazing though. Like, it's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Okay,
there's a part where he's like, I drive and I think about my life and wonder why I slowly die inside. Every time I turn my truck around, right out that Georgia line, I count the days and the miles back home to you on the Highway 20 ride. And you know that area. And you know it,
yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh man. Like, it's
cool.
It's definitely like, and you know those types of people, and you just know, like, so there's one thing to be like, oh, I'm singing about my truck, and then there's like, he mentions his truck, but it's actually about some other.
Right, it's about some other shit. You
it's
don't
a more
if you make the
human
entire thing. When the country music just sounds like vapid pop music, it's less interesting.
Yeah.
When your country music is literally just pop music, but instead of singing about instead of singing about like anything or like instead of singing about like sex or like going to parties or anything like that, you're just singing about your truck and the fact that your wife left you and then your truck left you.
Right. It's so common.
It's just boring.
There was a pastor in a sermon I remember hearing in the home once, where he's talking about like what music that is godly and music that's probably not, and he was going over this, and he had his own opinions, whatever.
Sure.
But he was talking about country, and he's like, I will say country, like in terms of church sensibilities, is usually, and this was an earlier sermon, so It wasn't like as poppy. He was like, I will say country like is more acceptable by churchies, like conservative church sensibilities, than a lot of other things that are on the radio. But like,
I agree.
Let's talk about how. Did you already use the word vapid? He's like, let's talk about how vapid it is. Like, the corn didn't grow in this year, and the cat's pregnant, and I was just like, the cat's pregnant.
No, I've never heard a country song sing about the cat being pregnant. Not gonna lie, but I like that idea. Can we get that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't get my pet spayed and neutered. No, yeah. So I that was not me trying to like turn this into a sing stream or whatever. I was just like that song. If you
look, man, we've done it before.
Oh, for sure. I think
cave story streams are like half that.
Half of me just singing.
It's just us singing. Like we're just like, here's a song that we like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I don't really judge based on like band or group or time period. I just like songs.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If I like the song,
and that's what it is. Like
on.
just think. Just like make decisions for yourself. And like, we keep coming back to this, but it's literally just make decisions for yourself.
Oh, I don't consider this guy country, and like obviously he's well liked because he's a billionaire, he's a millionaire. But like, I actually do like Jimmy Buffett. And
Jimmy Buffett is like, I don't know what to classify Jimmy Buffett as.
Yeah, well, it's that weird. It's weird.
He's a rocker, I guess.
It's weird in the way that it's country in the way that Florida is not. It's country but not country in the way that Florida is country but not country.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Florida is the South, but a lot of it is this weird modernized metropolis. But a lot of it's this weird Spanish influence, and a lot of it's this weird like backwoods. It's just this, and a lot of this is like really weird marshy, and then a lot of it's very like islander. Like it's just weird. Like it's a weird mix of everything.
Yeah.
And we only get to hear about the crazy parts. But the music is, again, it's like fusion. It's so fusion. Because you have Caribbean influence, you have Spanish influence, you have country influence, you have pop, you have all those things.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's just really cool when, like, and I don't know if Jimmy Buffett was from Florida, but you hear that type of music a lot.
You do, and you hear it a lot, and honestly, you even hear it out on, like, if you go over to, say, East Coast of Maryland. Like, if you're out on, like, the eastern shore,
or like
you hear it a ton out there.
Oh, and then St. Augustine has like a ton of independent small musicians who are just local, and they perform all the time. And that's like a ton of rock, a ton of folk, ska. Ska was the other. People will bring
Ska is a whole thing.
People
dude.
will bring their steel drums out to like the taverns on St. George Street, and they're just like wail on the steel drums, and it's just awesome. Like it's really really cool, especially when it's like, I just kind of like it when, I don't know, like it is this multicultural thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy playing the guitar, and the guy like. You might, like, I don't know, I feel like that's an easy racial categorization of, like, this person of this race would play this musical instrument in the band. And you go see the band in St. Augustine, and it's like,
just what it is.
Completely opposite. It's, like, completely, like...
Yeah, everybody just plays whatever, man.
Everyone just plays whatever they're good at and what they like.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Anyway, so, yeah, honestly, dude, recently, I keep thinking, I'm like, I really just kind of want to get a drum set. Or, like, maybe even, like, a digital drum set, or, like, the drum pads you just sort of lay down on whatever surface
Yeah,
you're
they're
on.
these white squares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, because I would love that. Like, I genuinely kind of want to have one of those.
That's cool.
Because, like, I've been really getting into, like, it's been happening more when I'm driving, where, like, I'll like, very much have my foot on the gas pedal or the brake pedal, and then my other foot will be doing a bass drum rhythm, and I will be fucking drumming shit with my hands. And it sounds a lot less safe than I'm making it, but it's genuinely, like, not that bad for the most part, because I'm mostly stopped when I'm doing it, but, like, you will see me, like, doing full, like, I still can't really do polyrhythms, but, like, I'm doing, like, you know, progressive, like, I'm listening to, like, progressive metal and shit. And I'm sitting there, like, halfway drumming the rhythms.
Polyrhythms are tough because it's the equivalent of patting your head and rubbing your stomach, and then switching to patting your stomach and rubbing your head.
And then doing that, but in 3/4 time, and then swapping, to 4/8 time.
Yeah,
instantly.
And then you gotta do what J.K. Simmons slapping you in the face every time you get it wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, was I rushing? Or was I dragging?
Was I rushing?
I'm upset. Say it so the class can hear. I'm upset. It's such a terrible...
I like that one because it's him being a dick, but it also it looks really fucking awkward.
That whole movie is uncomfortable.
But that's the point of it.
Yeah.
All right, Kasai.
Dude,
take it easy, man. Have a good one.
Oh, Jolly, pleasure as always, my dude. It's time to head to bed. You guys get... Oh, dude, sleep well. Thank you very much. It was nice to see you. Yeah, that's something I had a bone to pick with you, actually, about. Not with you, but with the topic. When is it okay to say, I know it's bad, but that's the point, and something like, you're like, I don't care that that's the point, it's bad, and I hate it.
Whenever the fuck you feel like it.
Yeah, that's
the same thing I keep hammering home. Like, everybody's gonna have different opinions on things. Everybody's gonna feel differently about certain things, and that's okay. Like, there's a lot of things I don't like, and I can't really get behind, period. I'm not gonna stop people from enjoying it.
I wish I had an easier rubric to follow, like it does these things, so I can check those off.
The same thing I keep saying, man. Every situation's different. There's no real clear-cut rules for anything.
Because I definitely
do what
had
feels
moments,
right for you. That's the rule.
I've definitely had moments where I'm like, I know that it's like this and that's atypical, but that's kind of the point. That's what they're kind of calling out and making fun of. And other times I'm like, no, I get that they're trying to make a point here, but I just hate it. And I know that there's, it's on purpose. I don't care. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's definitely been, but I just because I think it's used as a defense a lot of the time for things. If something has a criticism, they're like, oh, well, it's doing the criticism on purpose. It's like, all right, well, cool.
Okay,
but
so
I don't like that. This is what I'm saying.
I want to point out, this dude escaped from a processing plant where they were going to put a mind control plant on his head with a pixel. And then they're hiding out in the mine.
The pixel escaped with him?
Yeah, the pixel escaped with him. The pixel, like, helped him find a safe hiding spot, and they went, hey, I thought this place was supposed to be safe, and then Mario shows up, and they're like, they're gonna get us. And this dude is sacrificing himself so that they don't hurt the pixel.
But we're good guys.
Yes, but they don't know that yet, because Mario hasn't spoken yet.
But Gabbro really want you to live free. Come now, ease your mind. Let me muffle the wails of your frightened soul. Don't be hasty in fear. Look closer. That's not one of the Floro Sapiens. What? Who are you, bro? Could you come to save Gabbro? I guess this is interesting. I don't
Yeah, just like, huh.
I guess, and then this is interesting.
Yeah. Flint's here too. Gabbro, huge Cragley fan. Cragley, save us all.
Sign my autograph book. Or my chest. Humans and pixels, Cragnons and pixels for that matter, shouldn't linger long together. Oh, really? Our heroes who know how to utilize the pixels properly can travel with them. Please heed my words. It's best for you this way. Oh,
Craig.
Let me assist you in your departure from here. Let your aura shrink. Dude, this guy's like this. Is this I have no mouth and I must scream the pixel?
This dude's just scared.
What did he do to him?
Shrug him. He's right there.
Did he agree to this?
I think he's just too scared to say anything at this point. Yeah, but he said thank you, so...
How's he gonna... Oh, he's leaving.
Eventually, he stops shrinking.
Oh, he shrinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, pixels just, like, mess you up.
I think the pixels are already messed up.
Pixels are like mushy.
Yeah.
And, mushy.
Yeah.
They just, like, mess with humans sometimes and they don't really apologize.
Well, I think that they're not intentionally trying to mess with anybody. Mm-hmm. I think that they're just, like, they are people that got turned into something else that was meant to, like, aid someone who's not supposed to be there for thousands of years.
So that really is like a form of human that's just waiting for 1,500, like, years.
That's what it's, or maybe, you know, whatever the equivalent of a human is for that universe. This is Dottie, though.
Oh, okay.
Dottie can miniaturize you so you can enter small spaces and avoid being noticed. You know what I like about this? It's sad that the pixels don't really get any characterization beyond their initial, like, meeting. But it's very nice that they do get that characterization.
Yeah, they have all different ways of talking and different person. There's so many of them in this game. I did not expect there to be
There
this
is
many.
a crap ton of them, dude.
I thought there was gonna be like 4 or 5.
No, there's a lot.
Oh man. Also, I like how they're still drawing that like weird blur between, again, the analog and the digital. That the shrinking is like that little thing on a Word document.
Yes.
You can grab the corner of the image in Word and pull it down.
There's a lot of neat stuff that happens in this game, and I like it.
Microsoft Word was the original Photoshop, by the way, before.
It kind of was, yeah.
Before we even knew how to use MS Paint. Even though they're contemporaries.
I love MS Paint.
It's a weird one.
It's a very weird program, but it's very entertaining to actually use properly. And by
Yeah.
properly, I mean improperly.
There's always stuff where like this medium is limited, but some people, like really talented people, will still use it and show it off like in a cool way.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so now we're finally out of that shithole. That's what Mario says, by the way.
That's why it's funny to me, because I was just imagining him say it.
Finally out of that shithole.
Yeah.
It's still the dude who played him in the movie.
Oh, Bob Hoskins?
Yeah.
Hoskins?
Yeah.
I just love the idea of him like just like cutting the Italian accent and like, finally we're out of there.
We're out of that shithole. We let him loose.
You had to. Take it to the treasure.
You didn't have to go get this one, but I like this one. It's a Florocragnian card.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the Cro-Magnons getting out. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the cracks.
It's the sound of the crags.
The crack.
Oh no. Anyway, so
Was that NWA that did that one?
I don't remember. I don't think it
Sound
was.
of police.
I don't think that was them. I don't think it was NWA. I might be wrong. I'm not familiar with NWA.
Like it was a later thing.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm not violent by nature, is that what? Oh, that was Dimension.
Say, for instance, you wish to go back to your world. I could do that for you, but we're not interested.
So it must be, shall we begin? Oh no, he's taking you to the Nether Realm.
Yeah, this is just where he goes. No matter how often we fight, it always ends up the same.
That is why. Hey.
They gave Trunks one of the fucking broccoli.
I thought you just said. Oh, I thought you just said, bro, cool.
No, he said broccoli. That's basically what he said.
Oh wow. So how is this supposed to help him?
I requested a spew sprouts. I requested a few sprouts from my acquaintance to liven him up a touch. Call the boy O'Cabbage. He seems to have gotten a little bit stupider.
Wow, he's never gonna confess to that girl now.
Asparagus.
How is mind control supposed to make you better, by the way?
I think it would depend on if the person who's controlling you is more competent.
This is a real Mega Man Zero situation. Oh, you got predicted. Sorry.
I can't do much here.
I know, his jumps are so, like, he's got so much mobility over Bowser.
Yeah. So we're just gonna have to play this game.
Oh, you're really just gonna, like, pepper him with fire once in a while? Cudge. I missed who Cudge was.
Oh, he was the guy with the door. Do you hit people with it? Like a cudgel?
Yeah. He's a hammer dude.
Gotcha.
Also, I can just do this now. Because I forgot we got berries. Thank you, Walker Pierce.
And that does damage? Yeah, it does a little bit. I mean, this is cheesy.
It's a little bit cheesy, but hey, man, this is funnier. Oh, there you go. He did something different.
I was about to say, okay, now this is fair because he changed his tactics.
Oh, you got a break. He's gonna break.
Like Rise is about to hit Bowser.
All right.
Like, I don't see any problem with this, and then the block comes flying on the side.
Yeah. We gotta shake up the drink.
Shake it up and down.
It just shoots off in orbit.
Sonic and Knuckles with the
Did not mean to use that, but okay.
thing Richard was showing us with Sonic and Knuckles shaking their wrists.
20 damage outright.
Was that on the Wii? Is that why they did that?
What?
The
Oh,
Sonic and
no. That wasn't on the Wii. That's just how that's animated.
That's just how that's animated. Okay, I thought they were just saying you should do this with the Wiimote.
The end of Sonic Adventure 2 is really stupid.
Or Sonic and Shadow, rather. Yeah. Sorry. That was Dreamcast. Adventure 2.
Yeah. Adventure 2 was Dreamcast.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was the GameCube port of that game, which is generally more popular.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so Chunks doesn't know what the fuck happened.
Oh, so they can be quick. They can be fixed. Sorry, I'm yawning.
Yeah.
My belly's growling like a starving dog. You could have just said you're starving.
This is just how he talks, man.
Can't go bucking the warrior rules.
Yeah, so he's just leaving because he's hungry. Is basically how that works.
What a card.
What a maroon!
The sprout from his head.
Looks as though it's nearly dead, so we can take it, put it on our head.
We really?
Except it's on Bowser's nose, which is kind of funny. You didn't turn into a cabbage, that's nice, I guess.
I mean, why would you even risk that?
That's the real question. Like, why did you just risk getting, like, demolished there, like, and just, like, getting mind controlled?
So what's the payoff of having this plant?
We're able to disguise ourselves as somebody who's been mind controlled.
If they could beat that model of Ochunks, they're coming up. Model like he's got clones.
Yeah, I don't know.
They really are the ones I've waited for all this time. I should prepare myself well, so much to do so. This game kind of expects you to like empathize with characters who are down with mind control.
Yes.
Like that's a really big human rights violation.
Yes, it does. This game does a lot of fucked up things, but I think it does them well.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that it doesn't just go like, oh, bad guy, kill.
Yeah.
Like,
because that's kind of just brain dead.
It's like it's
the batteries in your Wii remote are running low. Okay, bud.
It's fine sometimes because sometimes you're just gonna have that force of nature villain like Ridley. I'm not really asking Ridley to be like quizzical and philosophical.
No, although that'd be entertaining.
It'd be a little bit. Even though like he's pretty clearly in the wrong. Like that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing.
He's he's a pirate. Like
he's kind of a dick, and he doesn't really care that anybody thinks he's a dick.
It's mainly because he's an overwhelming alien force for a human to have to face, and it's so awesome to me that a human can like. It's the same reason you can get hyped when you see Iron Man taking on Thanos, because you're like a puny mortal man was able to fight this big creature because of just their sheer weight of will and force and technology and all that cool stuff. Whereas like this, you're introducing characters we haven't seen in the story before, and even like the sort of like Black or whatever, like you're not. He's just supposed. He sounds almost like this cartoonishly evil guy, and even he has these weird traces of humanity.
Right, and they keep bringing him up throughout the game and like making him seem like a more like personable villain.
Why was this so fleshed out so well when it came to characterization?
Because they actually gave a shit about the game.
Yeah, it just. I wish more was like it, I guess. But
me too.
I'm glad that there's so much like it. But yeah, like I said, like the show doesn't have to be about saving the universe. It's just to be about certain characters. And I think why I liked it is because it did come back to the characters at the end of the day. Even though with like the way they solved the issue was totally intrinsic to that character's way to solve the problem. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get lost in here again. This isn't even that big of a maze.
I like the idea that Cappy is like making him immune to mind control. Because Cappy mind controls. Like,
oh yeah. I can't wait until somebody tries to make a Mario timeline. Do you have an idea how awful that's gonna be?
It would actually make more sense than Zelda's timeline.
Zelda's timeline was fine until they actually like tried to split things off and like make them different timelines, and then things got bad.
I thought you were gonna say until they confirmed it.
Yep, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
like, as soon as they were like, yep, like, as soon as you decide that you're going to make, like, something official, that is now nailed in stone according to what most people think for the game, or for the game series.
It canonizes it.
Yeah, it canonizes it, which is a problem. Because then you have a bunch of people who are like, oh, that means that, like, all these other things are not only wrong, but also, like, I don't know, there's just a bunch of issues with it, I think. That's what it comes down to. Especially when it's something as convoluted as fucking Zelda. Like, you didn't need to make all the games in a specific order.
I love that that still does damage
It's
Ant-Man
still
style.
the same damage.
Well, that's the thing is, like, Ant-Man can hit with all the force of a regular guy.
Right.
But he's...
I love the idea that it's the force of a regular guy.
I know.
I know that it's different than
As
that.
soon as I said it, it was probably, like, bigger.
Spider-Man, but it's just man, is what that equates to.
He's a man. There's a man. Wherever you go, he's a man. I don't know.
He has blood. He has
He
blood.
has blood in his blood.
He has blood in his blood. That's a little more concerning.
He has blood. He's a man. I like most of my superheroes just being... Dude, if anybody knows superheroes where the whole thing is that they just, like, don't have powers,
That's fun.
please tell me, like... Because, like, my favorite superhero is Robin. I know his stuff. If anyone knows, like, the whole thing is they don't have powers, I know Batman's, like, the big guy. Like, if you know of any, like... Something I wouldn't know. And it's something where they don't have powers. Like, I know people talk about the boys. That's kind of, like, in a weird area for me.
You probably wouldn't like the boys
it's super
that much.
brutal.
It's very brutal.
Exactly.
My friend showed me the first episode and I was like, it is a really cool premise, but I don't want to fucking watch it.
I know, there's so many things like that where I'm like, I understand that you don't have to censor it, but kind of just, like, for me.
Yeah.
Like, I said this with a couple things. I wish there was, like... I want a cut of Old Boy where no animal violence happens.
That's not that hard to do, actually. It's just that one scene, I think.
Oh, okay. And I want a cut of boys, but no flesh. I don't want to see any flesh.
No flesh at all.
Exterior flesh is fine.
Okay. Because, like, basically as soon as the series starts, you run into, oh, somebody just got obliterated.
Yes, there's this, she's an attractive young actress in, I don't know her name, in Letterkenny in a couple episodes.
Uh-huh.
And, my brother was like, oh yeah, she's actually in The Boys. And I was like, oh really?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, she gets, like, obliterated immediately. And I was like, are you serious? That
No,
sucks.
she literally, a dude, basically,
Is it the girl with the curly hair?
a dude who has the same powers as the Flash runs directly through her.
Oh, really?
Like, physically through.
Does she have curly hair?
Yes.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Dang, that sucks.
That's the only defining trait for Luke.
I mean, she plays like a hockey player in Letterkenny.
Yeah,
And not a lot of Letterkenny characters have a ton of, like, deep characterization. They're just supposed to be gags, and it's fine.
Right.
I was just like, yeah, she's cute though, and it's like, oh yeah, you can see her. I can see more of her, a lot more of her.
A little too much, actually.
Her guts.
But
That's
yeah.
like, there's something, and there's also something that's never, like, for me in particular, like, I don't know what it is. There's never, like, there's gonna be a part of me that's a little bit sexist that, like, is for some reason doesn't bat an eye when something violent happens to a guy.
Well, I think that's part of how
and then
society
when
is
it
done as
happens
well.
to a girl, I'm like, that's messed up.
Well, I think that's just part of how society is as well. at
Yeah, I
this
can't help
point.
myself.
Like, I'm gonna just do this now.
And I have the usual joke I've said before. Call me old-fashioned, but I like it when I don't think girls should be ripped apart.
I don't think that girls should be ripped apart. Call me old-fashioned here.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Just you kidding me?
I know I'm pretty progressive, but I don't think women should be brutally murdered in movies and TV shows. Like, that's just like, even though obviously, like, people get brutally murdered in movies and TV shows all the time.
Right.
I don't know, it's a
remember
weird
this
thing.
shit.
It's like you were talking about that. I want the experimental thing and the same thing. I want a show where the censoring of it is easy, and you can just make the PG-13 movie without it being a huge cost.
Yeah.
And a ton of work for the editors.
Cragnon, bro. I agree, Walker Pierce. How you doing? Welcome back.
Right, we all kind, and it's also kind of introducing ideas that I think have already been established at this point. Like, we all know that if superpowers, but we've all seen the videos, like, we've all seen, like, Vsauce 3. Did you know this would happen if Superman punched you in the nuts? Like, yeah, like...
Yeah, of course. Fucking, what did you expect was gonna happen?
That guy's actually really cool. But stuff like that, where it's like, you know, we all know that, like, if somebody really ran this fast, somebody getting hit by them would be
Yeah, they get obliterated. But I don't know if we really needed to see that.
And we don't really like the movie as much as people. We as a society don't really like this movie I'm about to name as much as we seem to like The Boys. But Hancock kind of did that.
It's the same thing.
It kind of made that point.
It's the same
to me,
idea.
Where I was like, oh shoot. And that's why, like, to me, honestly, Hancock is the defining character of that type. Whereas for everybody else, it's like The Boys or The Watchmen or something like that. For me, it's Will Smith's Hancock. I'm like, that just... There's always going to be... Do you have anything like that where it's like, I know for everybody this is the defining version of that genre, but for me it's this because it just was so, like, defining.
Off the top of my head, no. I'm sure if I thought about it for a little while, I could find something.
With anything, not just movies.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm just kind of blanking right now.
Yeah.
If someone gets punched, the aggressor gets punched back, no matter who it is. Facts. Hammurabi's law. That's the only way to live.
An eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway,
it was famously discredited by Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That's why I'm a little hesitant. If a guy who was famous for being nice said not to do it, I don't know.
I'm not saying that that's what should be happening all the time, because it's just like we just talked about. There's always there's a difference between I'm gonna have this set thing that I do, and then here's a moral here's how I feel morally about this situation.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yes, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, like how I'm like, okay, I understand that it's really hard to get along with someone you disagree with about something you consider so moral, but just try to get along with people because plenty of people are gonna think differently than you. And then I interact with one person who thinks differently than me, and I'm like, that's actually messed up. But it was something like a lot of people would consider minor, and I'm like, wait a second, don't.
But that's still fucked up.
Yeah, whatever. Like it depends on what it is. Like it's gonna be different for different people.
Right.
What I mean is it's gonna be depend on who is taught. Like everyone has a different idea of like what's commonplace and what's not. I don't know. Like women not driving or something like that. Like that's a regular law.
Yeah.
And then for a lot of people that's like, oh well, that's kind of messed up. But
I mean everybody's gonna have their own views on any given thing. Like you know what? This is just coming down to again. I don't know, man. I just live here.
Yeah.
I think that's what it feels like most days. Like I don't have answers for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also say hi to King Crocus. I don't remember which one this is. Like the fifth. It's like the fifth weird ass plant person that has ruled over these plant people.
Oh man. How many people playing through this game have made a belabored "Feed Me Seymour" joke?
I don't know. I've never seen anybody play through this game casually.
Oh, really?
I've seen a lot of speedruns of it.
Oh, okay. It's almost like they helped you up.
They did.
This reminds me of that one fight where you have to ride on moving platforms to fight Sigma in
Mega Man X1.
One of the Mega Man games.
I think it's Mega Man X1.
Yeah, it's actually
that's a really fucking hard fight.
It's really hard, but it's really well designed.
It is. Anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, go look up the Mega Man X1 final fight against Sigma because it is a bastard. Or the Mega Man X4 fight.
That is the perfect, one-word descriptor of it. Absolutely.
It is fucking atrocious.
Yes.
I haven't played it myself, but every time I see it, I'm like, this is not going to be an easy fight when I get there, because I'm going to get there at some point.
Well, that's also a word we use for someone we want to illegitimize by saying they're illegitimate, but really they're a human being just like anyone else.
Yeah.
That's what that boss is, because you want to hate it, but it's just so awesome.
It's a cool fight.
Yeah, it's...
I am stuck in the corner getting hit.
So I said you a couple of franchises. Do you have any, and this is another thing I want to ask you, do you have any of those franchises that I described when we were on the phone on Friday? I said if there's any franchise when it comes to TV shows that I will always want to know more about, but just don't have the time to consume, it's the Muppets.
Yeah, you were talking about that. I remember that.
I don't have a ton of time to sit down and watch all the Muppets stuff that there is, but I want to know more about the Muppets because everyone says it's great. And I like shows and puppetry and comedy and music and Danny Elfman and Jim Henson and all. I know they're great. I just haven't consumed a ton of Muppets.
Right.
With video games, that's Resident Evil. Because I'm so interested in Resident Evil aesthetically, and then I just haven't gotten around to any of the games. This is a bit different where it's a franchise that I'm interested in, but it's not one of those, I'm interested in and eventually I'll consume it. Whether or not I have the time, I'll make time. This is, I'm interested in it, but I know I'll never actually be able to do it, is Mega Man. I just can't beat Mega Man.
Mega Man's hard, man. It's fucking hard.
I've tried it, and it's not the kind of thing... It's a weird Venn diagram, because usually you have games that you like. You're either, you're good at them, but they're not really your cup of tea. You can play them fine. You like them, and they're your cup of tea. You don't like them, they're not your cup of tea.
I hate this fucking
Mega
party.
Man is I like it, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I've tried it and I can't do it.
I am not good at this fight.
Oh man, well this pattern looks brutal.
It's just dumb, honestly.
Can you flip
I guess I could.
to dodge that?
I don't know. They're still here. I like how it looks in 3D.
Yeah, me too. I just meant this part where they're doing their weird little snake patterns.
Yeah.
When they start
maybe.
doing that, maybe try to flip to Mario and flip, or
Okay,
switch to Mario and
cool.
flip.
Cool.
Oh, that was it.
I don't think that's the full fight.
Right,
that's,
but at least phase
that
one.
phase is done. I hate that phase so
Okay.
much. Now we can just Bowser bullshit this.
This weird 2D, like, not really platforms, but you still have to, like, navigate around does kind of remind me of Phase 4.
Yeah, it's definitely like similar to that.
Like, I hope that's not just a vague comparison. Maybe you do. You see, like, kind of what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
I see where you're getting at. Like, it's very much just,
Yeah.
it's footsies. It's footsies. It's footsies in a fighting game.
Specifically, that girl that you fight before the doctor.
Yeah. I don't remember the name. I don't remember her name. I don't remember anybody's name from that fucking
Yeah.
game for like
That's
how
a-
much we jammed into it.
Yeah, that was a cool boss fight.
It was a fun boss fight.
Oh, what'd she say? I'm beautiful.
Something about being beautiful and then dying immediately.
Hmm.
You know what else is hard? Monster Hunter. Yes, Monster Hunter is hard in a slightly different way, but it's definitely hard.
There's
a spot-
Can we all not just agree to disagree? Yeah,
That's just what it comes down to, man.
That's a lot of it for sure. Because there's a lot of things that aren't inhibited by us disagreeing that we can still work together on.
Yeah,
And we decide not to sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. Then there's other things where, of course, you have to, like, draw your line.
I'm like, I definitely like. There are certain things where you
Yeah.
can't deal with it. You don't get it at all. King Crocus was awesome. He totally thought of his people first. You wilted him.
Oh, I thought that was a girl this whole time. I thought it was just like a girl referred to as king.
Water, man. I'm talking about the water. The Kragnons were polluting our water. Those dudes were tossing trash into the river. We had to drink that crud.
Ooh,
You see where this is going?
that dirty water was what drove our king bonkers.
So we had to resort to mind control, don't you see? We had to
yeah,
violate
yeah, the non sequitur just off in the corner.
It's like, this is very much the cycle of war, a little bit.
It's what happens, man. It's sad, but it's what happens. Anyway, yeah, here comes
Environmental
Cragley.
pollution. So the villagers throwing garbage in the river was the reason for this whole thing. This just in. I tried to tell those guys, but my thoughts were far too ahead of their time. I do like the idea that he's the one advanced, like the Croods, where he's the one
Yeah, he's the
advanced
one,
guy
yeah.
amid a bunch of Neanderthals.
Yep. This play well with green Kragnon crowd.
Oh, there's different colors of Kragnon.
No, he's talking about like people who are for like environmental preservation.
Oh, gotcha.
I like the idea that they're just green though.
Well, because it hid the shade of his
Yeah,
skin.
he's green.
Once my fellow villagers, blah blah blah, Flint will help.
I mean, it's easily our most precious treasure. You know what I mean? You promise not to dirty our water, and we'll just chill down here and be cool. We'll totally take those sprouts off your villagers' noggins too, man. I love the idea that these guys like they could have just sat and had this
And
talk,
talked about it.
but instead they just ran up and like yeeted a bunch of people, and it's because their king was kind of insane from the water pollution issues, I guess. But like, still,
But they also like did talk about it eventually.
that was a
which
rather
is good.
unexpected turn. Yeah, it's just that you know what? That's a good point because really,
Yeah.
any fucking conflict, it doesn't matter how awful it is. If it's with somebody you give half a shit about, sit down and talk with them, even if it's
Yeah.
been forever, man. I just did that recently with a bunch of my friends who I haven't talked to in over a year at this point.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's been good. Sometimes you just need to talk about things.
Yeah, it definitely did, like you have to respect yourself.
Wailing
in
on our
certain
king
things.
aside, you guys are totally heroes. Here, take this pure heart, the greatest treasure in the kingdom. I love that.
Well, that's like that's almost like
Okay.
That's almost like Gerudo Valley. Cause it's like just take this thunder home.
You kicked the shit out of that guy, man. Here you go.
We did save the whole like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
But I do like how she's just like take our heirloom. Like
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this makes more sense now. Never mind. Safeguard until the hero's arrival. So there was an intent there.
well, that was the same thing with Ploogs or whatever.
Ploops.
I'm thinking of the Doug thing, but like what was his name? The green little squid man that flew through space.
Squirps.
Squirps, yeah, that was his
Squirps.
thing. He was supposed to
Yeah.
pass it on to the hero.
This entire
And he did
entire
his job.
thing has been like, hey, we're entrusting you with this pure heart so
Yes.
that nobody can do evil with it in like 20 different dimensions.
Well, it's almost kind of like, well, that's a pretty, like, that's MacGuffin style. That's not a bad way to store your MacGuffin. Like,
Yes,
that's a
because
very Infinity Stone way of doing it.
It also forces people to sit and like check out other like areas. So like if you're doing this for like a D&D type story, what it does is it forces your players to go out and explore the world to go get the things, rather than having a specific MacGuffin that you're just chasing everywhere.
Oh, dude, all of Adventure Zone is just acquiring 7 MacGuffin.
Yep.
The MacGuffins don't matter.
Yeah, they don't matter.
The
It's just
adventure and the people and the development and the growth is what matters.
The MacGuffins are literally just the fucking carrot on the stick you hang out in front of the NPC or in front of the PCs to get them to do things. Which I don't like using MacGuffins that much when I write campaigns. I like to make specific things for like each character, and then maybe they have an overarching thing, but they don't really know what they're looking for. Like I don't like them just being like, oh, we just gotta find this thing, so we just gotta ask around for this like one specific thing, because then it can get kind of. It's railroady without being railroady.
I like it when, and it goes back to what I was saying about the finale of regular show, even though, again, I liked it. It comes down to, like, it doesn't have to be about saving the kingdom or the world. Sometimes the quest can just be about one character. And that is tough because you kind of have to, like, get your party endeared to a character. They're not obligated to, like, automatically love some character you tell them to love.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen shows go down where it's, like, the GM just well acted, like, this... Like, they talked to the tavern owner, and the GM just started riffing about how, like, his daughter's missing. And they're like, oh, shoot, we're just gonna go save the daughter. And that was the campaign.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's
All right.
really cool, actually.
I like...
No wizards and warlock, well, there were wizards, but, like, no crazy, like, the universe is ending, just, like, one man that they were... It's like a detective show in that way, where I'm just gonna do this one case, I'm not gonna upend a whole conspiracy.
And that's good. That's good, because you can start with a smaller thing, and then if it builds into a bigger thing, fucking great. But if not, then cool, you've got yourself a self-contained campaign.
That is why long adventure paths by Paizo are so awesome. I want to say that, because book 1 is, like, so small scale. You're, like, just trying to stop, like, some basic, like, something that affects this town.
Yep.
And by book 6, you are literally dealing with giants that, like, own, like, half a continent. Like, it's just nuts. Like, it's just nuts stuff. Like,
no, it builds up. It builds up.
It's awesome. Like, that's not power creep to me. That is power scaling done in a very cool way.
Agreed. And that's how I think that most, like, tabletop RPGs that get into the fantasy genre should be run.
And a lot of them have done it, and I appreciate that they seem to know that that's what they want to go for.
Yeah. I mean, hell, when I ran my campaign, there were 2 separate groups running effectively the same campaign. Yeah, it gets hot.
No, but that's the thing. It actually doesn't even get as hot as I was expecting.
No, it's still fine.
It's still a little warm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
It's just because the Wii's like a small case.
Yeah, I was placing my hand on the Wii to like judge its heat generation.
Yeah, but so like I was running 2 different groups through effectively the same campaign that I was just sort of customizing for whatever the groups were, and I just like I had a neither of the groups met the antagonist knowing it was the antagonist.
Really?
They did not know who the antagonist was in like the 6 to 9 months that we were playing that game.
Really? Either of them?
Neither of the groups met the antagonist. There were no MacGuffin. Well, there was a single MacGuffin, but it was like they knew that they were going after this one MacGuffin. They did not know that there were going to be other things involved. Like the goal was to have them get into something and then just kind of be confused. And then figure it out from there. It was almost sort of that detective solving thing, but what if you didn't know what the case was?
Oh, gotcha.
It was very fun. A campaign where you're just level 0 humans that have to become heroic adventurers. That could be fun. Like level 0 to level 1. You're like having trouble beating like 3 goblins.
Yeah, well, they explain how like level 1 even is just like...
It's still buff as shit.
Level 1 is like you graduated high school, which still takes like 12 years to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like at the end of all that preparation, you're level 1. That being said, there are cool ways you can obviously have like really... like the character creator, the P for the PC, kind of has to like take liberties with like how their young or old character is still level 1, or like how they're already level 1 or how they're still level 1.
Yeah. Also, this is the first time you really see her like flipping shit.
Her fists.
Mr. L wanted to go out in Brobot and beat the shit out of Mario, and she specifically said, Count said wait, we're waiting, and he tried to say, well, what if we went anyway? She just flipped shit.
Well, Luigi's a free thinker.
Luigi is a free thinker.
But I'm bored, and Brobot craves his daily smash. Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
We don't gotta hear about that.
Brobot, let me smash.
Please, Brobot, let me smash.
Please. No, go find Mr. L. Please, Brobot, let me smash.
Who's talking to Brobot then?
But
Is it Dementio?
But who was Brobot?
That's not Luigi, you're right, it's Mr. L.
Mr. L, yeah.
Count
It's not
sorters,
Luigi. Yeah.
count sorters are all absolutely completely without exception. You shouldn't even dare to
Go
think about a
find
sneak
Mr.
attack.
L.
A secret
Yeah,
sneak
if
attack.
you have to go find Mr. L, then who is talking?
Yeah,
to
that's what you just said.
Brobot? Yeah,
It's O-Chunks
no.
or something? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Somebody's asking Brobot to smash. And the Brobot wants his daily smash, but he's telling the person, go find
Yeah,
L.
go find
so
L.
It doesn't actually make any sense. And also, yes, I do love the idea of it's like, go find L, the guy from Death Note.
That'd be way better.
It's like, no, the whole thing is that he can't find him. Like, he doesn't know his
Yeah.
name, he doesn't know how to get him.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
Death Note would not work with social media.
No. I mean, like,
Everybody, Light would be killing everyone instantly. Like, it would be insane.
yeah, it'd be a lot.
Light is a dark web.
He's got like a.
He's a dark web stalker, for sure.
Yeah, there's. It's strange because a lot of that
Or
plot
dark
does
web-
revolve around like
dark web,
smartphones
whatever.
and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What time period is this?
It's like 2006, like modern day
Oh,
for that time period.
was
for
it-
when it was
oh.
released?
Was it one of the, like, 06 bangers?
It was 07. It was 07.
It was 07,
Sorry,
okay. Because I know in 06 there were, like, a ton, like, Gurren Lagann and, like, I think Melancholy
it was one of the
might have came out.
it was
at
one
that
of the
time. There was
big-
a bunch of bangers came out in 2006.
It was one of the big edgy ones that came out right around 2007.
Okay. Because they had to one up 2006.
Genuinely, I like the beginning of Death Note. It's not like the first season of Death Note is fucking phenomenal. It's not like the writing doesn't really hold up that well, and but like I think it's fun, and I think that it's got a lot of interesting ideas.
Oh, sorry. I'm bouncing my leg.
You're fine.
I'm shaking the monitor.
Anyway, so
Yeah, that's one of those things. Oh, please.
yeah, so Mimi's leaving, and then Luigi's got to go deflavorize the robot's flavorizer.
That's like its tongue.
No, that's what he smashes with.
Okay. Oh, he pulverizes him. I'm so sorry.
You're good. It's just a meat tenderizer.
Oh, drop some. Yes.
Anyway, O-Chunks has been sitting there trying to come up with a motivational song to sing about Count Bleck because Nastasia told him to.
Look, Timpani, the stars are beautiful, aren't they? There's a tradition in my village. We believe that wishes on stars come true. So Timpani's not royalty.
No.
Oh, is that so? In that case, we better get wishing, don't you think? I don't need to wish anymore. Oh, stop it. Come on now.
You fucking cheesy asshole.
Mhm. I already got my wish. Now I have everything I need right here. Rapunzel, you're my new dream. That's a stellar line, by the way.
Yeah.
Timpani, aren't you cold? Not at all. I'm very warm. Can we stay like this just a little longer? His honey got turned into a
A fucking butterfly.
Tippy, Timpani,
Yeah.
Tippy, yeah.
I like that you picked up on it before we got to the final chapter. Not that I didn't expect you to, it's really funny when you get to the final chapter and then you get the whole exposition at once.
Oh, really? Dude, my brother knows this. I care about emotional interludes way more than the actual adventure.
I figured that out when we were playing Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, and you cared about tech more than literally anything else in the game.
I was the same way. My brother got me to play Shovel Knight. And do you want
You
to know?
cared about the fucking campfire cutscenes.
Catcher.
Yeah, the
Catcher was the only thing I cared about that entire game. I was like, everything else is fine. Catcher, here's me playing Shovel Knight, and it's gonna be a visual gag, but I'm just like, all right, cool. Oh yeah, I see the Mega Man.
Hey,
Oh,
Kaylee.
that's really fun. Oh, that's really cool. I got a catcher. Like it just like immediately, like I was just like,
Just the brain.
this matters more than anything else. I have to catch her every time.
Hey Kaylee, how you doing? We'll probably hang out for a little bit and talk, but we're just getting ready to wrap up. Normally, honestly, we only do this like every other week, normally.
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday nights every
Nice
other
to
week.
meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Luke and I play Super Paper Mario about every other week, but we do all sorts of other stuff too. I try and do stuff on the weekends just to hang out. Recently it's been Devil May Cry. We got Spyro going on tomorrow.
That's exciting.
I'm
for
very
sure.
excited for Spyro.
I will, if I have the time, I'm gonna tune in. It's 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, if you want to come over, I doubt you have the time, but like if you do want to come over, you're welcome to.
All right.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Kaylee. I'm glad you're doing all right. Luke, I didn't even ask how you were doing when you walked in like 4 hours ago.
Oh, I don't know. I'm good. I'm a little hot. Like the weather has just been changing.
It's also just warm in this room.
It's warm in here.
Recording rooms are warm.
Most of my mood has honestly been like weather-based lately, but that's because we're right on the crux of like winter to spring transition.
Yes, and oh god, I already told you off stream, dude. I cannot handle winter that well. Like, it always
Right.
weighs on me, and this year was just particularly rough because of some other stuff that went on, but I'm so glad that we're getting sunlight again, and I can walk outside and go for a walk, and it's nice, and I don't have to have like 30 layers on.
I took a walk a week ago, or earlier this week, for like the first time in a month.
Yeah.
It was just like I could tell I really needed to like stretch my muscles. So like I really should just be exercising more, but besides that, I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
Drown May Cry.
Devil May Cry. Yeah, that is what I named the series.
Right.
I'm playing through every Devil May Cry game in order, including the reboot, and I'm very excited for 5.
You're on reboot next, right?
I'm on reboot now.
Oh, you're currently playing.
I beat 4. I did the first, like, yeah, it's not dark at 5 p.m.
Exactly.
That's so nice, dude. Dude, literally, during the winters, because we do daylight savings time and standard time here, and we flip, during the winters, I go into work when it's dark, and I come out of work when it's dark. At least now, I go into work when it's dark, and I come out of work, and it's actually, like, pretty light out, like, until 7 or 8 p.m., which is amazing. I cannot tell you what that does for my energy during the day.
Oh yeah, when I don't have to carry around like 5 coats, it's awesome.
Yes. And yet you still came here in layers, because you're... Luke, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, because it's gonna be cold. I know it's gonna be cold when the sun goes down, and so I just was like, oh, what do I wear to Dave's? And my mom was like, just wear shorts and then sweatpants over it. So as soon as we started the stream, it was getting hot in the room. I just peeled the sweatpants off, and I'm just sitting here in my socks, gym shorts, and white t-shirt, and I just feel like so free.
That's the way to go, man.
And it's actually like your room is temperate to me in the first time.
Yes.
Because I usually am always wearing my hoodie. I'm always wearing a
He's
flannel.
always sweating horribly.
I'm always
and
wearing
he smells
sweatpants.
terrible. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You do sweat. I notice.
I sweat, yeah,
you,
for sure.
You definitely sweat. But
I've pit stains for sure.
for anybody who doesn't know, when you're in a recording room, okay, so we've got the game that we're playing running on the console.
Yep.
So that's some heat.
The monitors.
We've got the monitors.
2 of them.
2 monitors running. I may or may not be too talkative when I'm in here, but I'm still watching. Hey, don't worry about it. Feel free to stick around and just hang for as long as you like. You don't got to talk or do anything. You are welcome to vibe in here.
Oh
We
yeah,
also-
you're literally just seeing me like coming over to hang with Dave anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, thank you for subscribing. That's much appreciated.
Oh, it's awesome. It's very nice.
I usually do stuff on the weekends. I have a Discord if you want to join that. I can't put the Discord link in chat, but I think Walker Pierce can.
All right, let's not beat around the bush. We all know why they're really here. I'm here every
That's true. You can just show up for Luke.
every
Okay.
other week.
Luke's here every other week on Friday. No, I'm kidding.
Build up.
But
I'm the headliner.
you are honestly.
No, I don't.
But
Well, Cake's gonna be the real headliner tomorrow.
Cake is going to be the
Spyro.
headliner tomorrow, and I can't wait for people to get very confused.
What was it? I was gonna call it crossover, but then I just saw the word mesh, and all that came out of my mouth was mosh. I was like, why are you guys gonna mosh?
We're like
what I
just
meant.
we're going out. We're gonna go see Slipknot, and we're gonna mosh. If Kate got into a mosh, I'm pretty sure she would just get trampled.
Yeah, I was about to say,
She's
she
like
would-
5'3".
She would die immediately.
She's like 5'3" and tiny, and likes to wear like the Lolita fashion clothes, like that
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
style.
That
She was showing that off on Thursday.
that
No,
has-
Wednesday.
That has big like that irradiates the energy of like I'm not about to get in a fight. Like,
Yeah. No, Cake would absolutely perish if she got into a fight. All right, you know what I'm gonna do?
It sounds like I'm trashing a person I never met. By the way.
No. She's just tiny. I don't mean anything bad about her. I just don't. She's also like, funny enough, very like introverted.
Mm.
And so like, in stream, she's kind of like doing her own thing and she's got her own energy. But then out of stream, like she's very like quiet and doesn't really talk a ton and like will like not interact with people she doesn't know. So like, I get a feeling when I go to TwitchCon and I see her, I'm just gonna have to like walk up to her because it's gonna be like her and probably Harry and maybe Macdora. I don't know. Macdora being her boyfriend, living partner at the moment. I don't know what I know that I don't know if they're boyfriend or like engaged or what. I have no idea. I'm also an introvert. Yeah, I mean, me too, honestly. I try and avoid talking to people when I'm at work. It's not that I hate people or anything. I just will not be the one to actively start a conversation most of the time. Thank you, Walker Pierce, for the link.
We've talked about this, and you know my thing on introversion versus extroversion is it's not a measure of shyness and outgoingness. It's
No.
a measure of whether or not you gain or lose energy from interacting with people.
I agree.
And that's the thing is like I am not a shy person necessarily because I do this thing where I almost like
self-obligately put myself into extroverted situations.
Yes.
But I still feel drained like an introvert afterwards.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I have elements of both.
Yeah, Walker Pierce, Cake barely talks to people she does know. Not by her choice, I don't think. I think she just forgets that she's trying to have conversations with people. And maybe she's just drained after stream. I don't know, because that's also a thing. Streaming is kind of draining sometimes. Like,
Well, it could be like me, where it's like, if you know that if it's a phone call, it's like I want to / need to talk to you right now. If it's a text, that's like a carrier pigeon. Just get to it when you get to it and type back when you get a chance.
So this is...
We also know that I'm like eternally busy as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're both eternally busy.
Yes.
Like, we're both introverts, but we're both just like busy people. Also.
Like I'll text you and I don't keep track of like I don't know when you're necessarily on a stream or with another friend or whoever or at your job or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I mean, like, honestly, I'll respond regardless of what fucking situation I'm in anyway.
Oh yeah. For me, it just like it looks bad if I'm on the phone, I guess.
I don't. Most of the time, nobody cares. The only person who I would really care is my boss, and he can't really see me when I'm at my desk anyway.
Oh, when I say that, by the way, I mean that like. I'm assuming it looked bad if I'm on my phone. No one's really been like...
I don't think anybody cares.
Like, I listen to my headphones at work and no one's really reacted.
Right.
I will say this. One of the guys who's, like, over me in the team that I work in does have a view to my desk through the open conference doors. It's like a perfect angle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, that's a little...
Hey, it's up to you, man. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, honestly.
No, I have to sit there.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about, like, you don't have to respond.
Oh,
for like text and stuff.
Oh, for text. Okay, I thought you were talking about work. I'm talking about my work. Like, you were saying your boss can't see you. I'm saying somebody I do work with can see my desk and screen like right across the conference.
There's people who can see me. I just know that they don't care because they're
that's
they're operations. I'm not.
Right. Yeah. I sit with a lot of people who are not in my area either. Mainly because I also am new and I was just put where I fit.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there's only so much space in that building.
And being new, you kind of get the spot that like other people didn't want.
Right.
As well.
Yeah, like I know I'm not gonna get an office for a couple years if I stick around there anyway, because there's no offices open at this point.
Right. Yeah, and you gotta evaluate like you said, do your own thing and know what you want to do, and there's really not any set career.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a really weird like thing that we tell kids to like figure out what you want to be, and it's like
I kind of hate that.
Yeah,
like the more I grow up,
it's not even hate for me. It's just the older I get, the more I start to evaluate things in terms of, and I had to clarify with someone because I think they misunderstood me and they thought I meant that I was into using people or things, but a parameter I'm evaluating things by a lot the older I get is whether or not something is useful.
Yeah.
And people go, well, you just want to use things and people... No. Like, even if it's like
this is the sad chapter.
Right now, you and I like interacting and me looking forward to come over here and hanging out. That's its use to me, and that does not mean I'm using it. Does that make sense?
No, I understand that.
Right.
Like, it is something that you enjoy, therefore it's fine.
Use is the verb I chose to use, but it just is also unfortunate that it's used to mean...
Well, it's a different connotation than what you're expecting.
To suck somebody dry of their life.
Right, you're not using people as in using them as objects. You are finding something to be useful to you in the sense that it is something that you either are productive, like it's something that is productive for you, or it's something you enjoy, which, to be honest, is also kind of being productive.
Yeah, it serves like, even if it's just like, oh, well, I know I don't get anything out of it per se, like I don't get paid or I don't get like, or it's hard or whatever, it's like, okay, if what you're getting out of it outweighs it, that is its use.
Yeah.
Like it functions as
it's an intrinsic, just like you enjoy this, therefore that's the function of it. Okay, so we just got told that we need to go beat 100 duels in a row. It is not the Pit of 100 Trials. We are headed to a place called the Sammer Kingdom.
The Sammer Kingdom?
Uh-huh.
S-A-M-M-E-R?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like the Cimmerillion.
Nope.
Kingdom.
Nope. So we're headed to the Sammer Kingdom, and we're going to fight... I know. I know what the Silmarillion is.
Okay.
I'm not that poorly educated of a nerd. I don't like Tolkien stuff that much, but I'm aware of what it is.
This guy doesn't even know what the Cimmerillion is. Kamehameha, right?
That's what the Kragnons sound like. That's exactly what the Kragnons sound like. Bruh.
This guy couldn't even tell me what Harry Potter's middle name was.
Just the floating heart. But, yeah, so...
This guy thought Spock was related to Darth Vader. Get out. Go!
To be fair, anybody who thinks that, I think, is just really confused. But, yeah, so for...
Get out of here. Get out of here. Just, like, waving off with a broom.
Go on, get out of here.
Get out of here, you stupid animal.
Just get out of here, you stupid animal.
Get out of here, you Cimmerillion. Alright.
Anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a bit at the end of, it's the end of My Pretty Seahorse, the SpongeBob episode. Where it's just
That's the
SpongeBob.
title?
Yeah, that's the name of the title. Name of the title. That's the name of the episode.
Oh, sorry.
And it's just the funniest like end of the episode ever, where SpongeBob's telling this horse to go away. The horse has already left, but SpongeBob's bawling his eyes out and has his back turned to the horse, so he doesn't see. He didn't notice. And Patrick walks up with just a plank of wood nailed to his head, and he just goes. And then SpongeBob turns around and just goes, "Just get out of here, you stupid animal!" And he's like crying his eyes out. And Patrick just deadpan looks at SpongeBob and then walks away.
Like, he didn't take offense to it?
No, he just left. He was like, "Okay."
Also, what I'm just now noticing is that the direction the nail was buried into his head means that he
He
hammered
intentionally hammered it into his own face.
Well, because you can't do it that way.
No.
So it wasn't an accident. He, like, hammered it.
Yeah, the nails don't work both ways. The nails only work one way. I would love to say.
A double-sided nail.
I feel like that exists and isn't that useful.
No.
That's just like a spike. You just made it.
No.
You made the Sims like Plumb Bob.
It's a really high-risk toothpick.
Yes. That's exactly what it
on
is.
either side. It's shaped like one, but it's much heavier and bigger.
Thanks for having today. I'm glad I had today too, although I think we all had today.
Oh, yeah. Good life.
Good life. Today was really like chill at work, because I think there was one thing when I woke up that I had to take care of. That was like an RFI response that we've been waiting on. So for the record, my company works not only in the continental United States, but they work out in Hawaii. There's like a 7-hour time difference between here and Hawaii, which means that I get things at like basically midnight.
Oh, when you receive the stuff from them?
We'll receive emails at basically midnight. We don't care that much most of the time. But we had a bid that was due today, and we asked for information 2 weeks ago, and we got that information yesterday, Hawaii time, at like closing.
So for you, it was like midnight or
It was like 10 o'clock in the morning, or 10 o'clock at night. Sorry.
Okay.
It was like 10 o'clock at night, we get this email that has the information that we need. So I wake up this morning and I check my email, and there's like 3 different emails that have been pushed around about like, "David, I need you to do this in the morning."
Are they like 5 hours away, 6 hours?
They're 7.
Oh, 7.
But my boss was like, "Yeah, we need you to do this today."
He probably said that.
Yeah, and so I was like, "Okay, sure," and I did that, and that was like honestly most of what I did today. I did that, and then I looked at a couple of things, but there's like no pressing jobs. Everything isn't due until like the middle of April, except for 1 or 2 jobs that are due at the end of the month that I'm waiting on information for anyway.
Do you have like a lot of like, oh, you didn't get this till now, squeeze everything in right now?
That does happen a lot, even though we try to push things out, so we have at least like 2 weeks before bids that we try and get the last information in. We'll still get stuff like that where...
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Do you set your own deadlines, or do they get set for you by
Half and half.
Okay.
Depending on if it's a proper like bid for a job, or if it's a place that, because we have a bunch of salespeople who go around to like basically anywhere. Sometimes they're down in Florida, Minnesota, Denver,
Wow.
just all over the damn place. And so we'll get stuff from salespeople that's like, "Hey, here's a heads up. These people that we've been checking in on, they're looking for
like that little curtsy she did.
They're looking for like a rough like number for like, they're looking for like how much this would cost so they can start getting the funds together for it.
Yeah, you're doing like estimates.
Yeah, they're doing it. Sometimes it's like a proper estimate, and here's the range on which you're like looking for. Sometimes they can be like, "Hey, here's all the plans for everything. Can you tell us how much it's gonna be? That way we can make sure we have enough money for when you guys start." And then sometimes we get proper bids in, where it's like a bunch of people competing for the company, or competing for the work.
You have to count up all the like, this is however many fixtures there are, this is how many appliances there are.
We have to do all the takeoffs.
By all that you have to take off.
We have to do all the takeoffs. That is just a common term.
Yeah.
That's what Richard does too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like 80% of what he does.
I work with people who do it, but I really don't know it.
Working in construction sucks.
I just do the drawings.
Yeah.
I just draw everything.
But yeah, sometimes it's not exact. Like we realize that like a lot of the time it doesn't really matter if it's like perfect. We're just like, okay, we know it's a bathroom. We know what's in the bathroom. We know this one's a lavatory, a water closet, and like a tub. And then sometimes it's like way more confusing than that, where it's like we don't have plans that show the bathrooms, so we kind of just gotta assume that it's gonna be this, and there's this many bathrooms in a unit. Like, so we've genuinely bid things that don't have proper floor plans before.
Oh yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna hire somebody to do the CAD work.
Dude, I've had to draw like pipe groundwork on stuff that
We're just talking about work things now. We should just fucking end stream.
does not appear. Like, we don't know what's on the we don't know what's above. I'm just burying stuff in the ground, and I'm like, I hope there's a toilet above this.
Right. There's
Like,
probably a toilet above this.
Like, I'm playing Sims. Like, yeah, it's funny. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it's interesting.
All right. So I think it's a pretty good spot to end stream.
Delving into our own work.
Yeah, we just started talking about work. And not that I hate doing that, but like I talk about that a lot during the week anyway, and I don't want to be talking about it on stream at least.
That's fair.
Anyway, so guys, thank you guys for hanging out today. It's always a blast. Thank you for everybody who hopped in chat, whether you're vibing or you were talking actively or whatever. Walker Pierce, thank you for being a mod as usual. Kasai has gone to bed, but thank him. I'd like to thank him for being a mod as well. So Luke, do you want to do next week or you want to do the week after?
What's the date of next week?
The date of next week is... That's not the button I wanted to hit.
25th.
25th of March.
It should be good to say tentative. I mean, we usually.
Sure. Okay, so next week, guys, probably doing some Super Paper Mario. Tomorrow is going to be my other stream for the week. So I'm going to be live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to convert that to your own time. Eastern Daylight Time, I guess, EDT, because we're on that now. But yeah, we're going to be on that. And so I'm going to be playing some Spyro the Dragon speedrunning. Against the lovely Cake Jumper, who doesn't know how to speedrun Spyro, but we're gonna see how many times I can lap her, because it's fun. And we've both been playing this game since we were like 3.
That's cool.
But anyway, it's gonna be a good time. Feel free to tune into that if you can. If not, no big deal. You can catch the VOD here on YouTube, subscribe, you know how it goes, leave comments, like, whatever the hell you want to do. I don't care. Tell me what you think, man. I don't know. I don't get enough responses on these streams except for what Biddy just said. Thank you, Biddy.
You take recommendations, we take requests. Clip anything. That was funny.
If you can clip.
If
just
you
send me
laughed,
stuff.
if you laughed, I want to see that clip.
I want clips of Spider-Man on my desk in the morning.
I did basically just triple J.
You triple J'd it. But yeah, so as always, lovely time with you guys. Take it easy, have a good night, take care of yourselves, drink water, all that shit. I'm gonna go get some fucking water because I've got water.
Dude, I cracked this open like 10 seconds ago and just swigged it hard.
Yeah, it's hot in here, so we're gonna get off. You guys take it easy, have a good night, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Or whenever.